Cincinnati attempts to avoid their normal slow starts this season. Finally, at 9 o'clock, we have the Las Vegas Raiders with new head coach Pete Carroll as he returns to Seattle, the scene of the crime. The new-look Raiders take on the Seahawks. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Whoop, whoop! Small Friday here on the Morning Huddle. I'm your friend AJ. Look over there to my left. Look at him in that yellow shirt. Is that yellow or goldenrod?
In my box of 64, it's goldenrod. I don't
goldenrod. Look at that goldenrod shirt.
Like. Were you the cool kid with the 64, or did you get stuck with a little 48?
I mean, when I was a kid, 64 was kind of the standard.
It was, yeah.
If in your age, if you had 64, you were rich.
Oh, I had the gold standard, man.
Yeah.
You had the box with the sharpener built into the side.
You lived in an era where you guys had to make your own crayons at home.
We had to manufacture our own. I made my own pencils as a child.
Go grab a switch. Are you going to beat me again, Pop?
Well,
you got to make your pencil, son.
The thing about the pencils back in my day was there was only certain pencils you wanted. There were some you wrote with, but then you looked for
a breaking pencil,
the pencil fighting pencil.
Yeah,
the pencil fighting pencil which was not really made of wood. I'm not sure what that one was, but it would bend just a little bit.
Yeah.
The search for the perfect pencil fighting pencil.
You don't want a number 2 pencil for that.
No, you want the number 2 is for writing.
Yeah,
or it wasn't for fighting.
Or for scantroning.
It's for scantroning.
No, people now don't know what scantron is. It doesn't exist anymore.
I treated my pencil fighting pencil like a shiv. I kept that thing tucked.
At a special place in your backpack.
Whip that thing out, boy. I'd take you out in the hall.
Oh, yeah, bitch? Wow.
You get the right one.
Damn right.
Then you got the big chief tablet with the chunks of wood still in the page.
Oh, yes.
Those are the good days.
Oh,
get splinters with your paper.
Well, those days are gone. Long gone.
Sadly.
Yeah.
So was the whoopings.
They decided that the woke culture ruined pencil fighting.
Woke culture.
That's what
ruined
happened.
It all.
It's ruined everything. Another arrest has been made in Dildo-gate.
Another, man, well, we knew there was some kind of conspiracy.
Another one bites dust.
Two of the same color and size in 2 different towns landed on the floor. Did you see Sophie?
Oh, yeah.
Tweeting out like, man,
this didn't age
that
well.
thing almost hit me. This didn't age well at all.
Well, they did say that I saw the kid who got charged, an 18-year-old kid yesterday.
Of course he was 18.
Who had like a mustard stain on his shirt, which made it even more hilarious. But he's been charged, and part of the charge was it said that he hit a player with it.
Yep.
But if you watch it, he didn't hit her.
They're going to have to do a Zapruder film.
I've already watched. I've done it.
I'm talking about at trial. We're going to have to go frame by frame.
I'll be his lawyer if he needs, because I watched.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
It did not hit her.
That is one magic dildo.
It came very close to hitting her. Now, if anything, you could say that Kelsey Plum struck the dildo with her foot.
I think there was a second dildo.
No, it was just one.
I think it was a second tosser.
No. There was only one.
I don't know, man.
I've watched
You weren't there.
I've watched the whole.
I think there was a second on the grassy
banana.
On the grassy mezzanine. There was a
There's
second
no
dildo.
grass. It was in an arena.
Well, it was in the. I don't know.
I'm
looking at the film.
pet relief area.
There. It seemed to me
the emotional support dog relief area.
We'll wait for the government commission on the dildo throws, but in my mind, there's already conspiracy. There's a second tosser.
Well,
there was a second.
Well, there's technically been a third tosser.
Well, I'm just saying at all of these. It's just not one. This is a conspiracy. This goes way higher than you can even imagine, AJ.
Well, I agree. There is a dildo syndicate out there.
You notice as the dildos were tossed, Ghislaine got a different place to sleep. I don't want to just throw things out there, but I've been on the internet for the last 17 hours.
Well, then you know everything.
I'm heavily caffeinated.
Then you know everything. Hey, we've got a fun show planned for you today. We're going to dig into some NFL, because guess what happens today, friends? Preseason football. Preseason football matches. That's right.
Should get 5 minutes of very entertaining. Out of 3 games, we might have 5-10 minutes worth of fun football.
We very well could. Now, 5 minutes is a lot to ask for preseason football.
I'm just saying, there's maybe a
but I'm here
stray
for the effort.
return.
I'm here for the effort. But what I know we will get is we'll get some Joe Burrow.
They tell us that. That's true.
Cincinnati, who in the last 6 years, and they are 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of the regular season. They said we should maybe try and change something up. So Joe Burrow is going to get some meaningful preseason minutes.
Some would say maybe invest a little in your defense. Their answer is maybe we play our star player more reps in the preseason.
That's absurd.
That's one way to fix it. I would have said maybe you invest in your defense.
Well, where would you get that? Where would you get the money for that, Rob?
You are billionaires.
They got to pay a lot of wide receivers.
Well, yeah, we're all a product of previous decisions.
Yeah, that's true.
And your decision path, Browns, was not a wise one.
Well, or Bengals.
We're done.
Yeah, don't.
I wasn't blaming Mike Brown for the Bengals.
Don't put that evil on them, Ricky Bobby. We'll see a little of and I don't know that I would put Joe Burrow out there against the Eagles. I might wait till a different preseason game.
I would. It's the Bengals.
Fair enough.
You got to start fast, right? I don't care. You got to start fast.
Well, the Bengals. Listen,
this is dumb.
Let me say this.
This is dumb.
If the Bengals start 0-2 this year with games against the Browns and the Jags, there's way more problems than we even know about with Cincinnati.
This I don't know yet. I'm glad they're going to play your starter. What do you need to learn from Joe Burrow? What exactly are you chasing to see in early August? What exactly do you think he's going to show you that he can implement a month from now?
You mean the guy who is arguably the best offensive player in football last year in that conversation?
Yeah, what kind of incremental growth are you looking for that you put in May? I'll tell you what, Joe, you're playing that first preseason game, and you better hit that 10-yard. Well, what exactly are we trying to learn here? There's nobody new here. You paid everybody. I think we can put you on ice or at least prepare you for game one instead of preseason.
I guess
0
my one
week.
thought is, do you think Joe Burrow is asking to play a little?
He probably. I hope he is. But that's. I know this. If you don't want to get hit by a car, don't go play in traffic. If there's one thing I have to have for the next 20 weeks is you.
Yeah, but you don't tell Joe Burrow no.
Yeah, you do. You hide his helmet. You get him ready. You act as if, and then suddenly it's time to go in and you can't find his helmet.
If they could tell Joe Burrow no, Trey Hendrickson would be signed and T. Higgins would be playing somewhere else.
This is very different. This isn't about paying your wide receiver over the next and your boy. This is about, are you going to go in and play a stupid preseason game against Joe Schmo from Wasamata who's trying to make a name for himself and takes your knee out?
I got a feeling this is going to be a non-issue. I think it's going to be Joe Burrow doing quick outs and handing the ball off.
I think it's going to be 5 snaps of nothing. But you still, in the great algorithm of catastrophes, have added the possibility. And you're right. But keep in mind, you're the Bengals.
Yeah.
Bad things happen to you people. So I just, when I hear this, I'm trying to figure out, what is that thing? What exactly are you trying to gain from this? Now, I get maybe game 3 of preseason and then maybe a full half of game 4, which is traditionally the time you should be.
There's no game 4 anymore, remember?
The last preseason game, maybe then. But now, when you got dudes that you have a bounty on you. Yeah. If I'm rookie free agent trying to make a squad and I get one chance to take you out, dude. My whole life depends. I could make millions off that one hit.
Well, again, I understand the idea of wanting to change things up. I don't know that this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But you know what? It gives me some intrigue. It gives me a reason to want to watch this game tonight.
Yeah, maybe it's a special dispensation. One of you guys is going to have to play tonight.
Could be. It wasn't going to be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, let's face it, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, he's on another echelon. But, just tell Joe to show up in his are they playing in Cincinnati?
Philly.
Oh, crap.
Philly, yeah.
He couldn't even take his Batmobile.
No.
Damn.
Well, he doesn't have a Batmobile because remember his house got broken into, and he said, "You know what? I've got to change my priorities."
Well, that man don't play. You've already, like I said, we're all a product of our decisions, and that was a poor one.
You saying he should have bought the Batmobile?
You should have bought. If you have an opportunity, this is to anybody listening. If you have the means and you have the opportunity to buy the Batmobile, buy the frickin' Batmobile.
Which Batmobile was it anyway?
I think it was the cool one, the most recent one.
The Dark Knight one?
Yeah.
Ooh,
buy the freaking Batmobile.
That's a good one. That's a good. What if you could get the one from the old TV show?
That's cheesy. It looks like a '61 Thunderbird. I never liked that one.
Really?
I mean, it was cool in its day. If you asked me of the old cool cars of all I wanted, it would be the Munsters.
Oh yeah,
Munsters had
that's a good car.
The coffin.
Yeah,
dude, that's the vehicle. I had a Hot Wheels.
The Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson Batman, that Batmobile feels undrivable. It's too long and skinny. The wheelbase,
It's like they showed up and pimped Batman's ride.
Yeah,
they went too far.
They made it a little more industrial in the recent ones, and that was a much better move. Like it looks like it can, like that Batmobile. If you went over a speed bump, you'd be stuck.
Exactly. This one, you wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah,
the modern one, function followed form.
Yeah, it's a good Batmobile. I want to take a look around the NFL again. Take a look at what's going on in some of the other NFL camps outside of just Dallas. We may even stop in Houston and see what's going on out there with the Texans as they prepare for another season of mediocrity, and likely that being good enough to win the AFC South, because the AFC South is a miserable wasteland of nothingness. But we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll check in on the New York Yankees, who all is right, all is well. Sure, they couldn't win on Patrick Corbin Day, but they've got it figured out now. Things are going to be okay.
His name is Paul Goldschmidt. Put some respect on his name.
That's right. That's right. And I think I was going to say, and I guess we'll talk about dildos, but I think we can go ahead and take a break for that. Although we did miss one of the most unbelievable stories. I don't know how I missed this story, and our boss is the one who brought it to me. I was like, "Did you guys see this?" And I was like, "What?
How did we manage to miss this?"
This is a much bigger story than Dildo-gate going on in the WNBA.
It's not possible.
It is. It is.
The dildo goes straight to the White House.
No, this is bigger.
Oh.
This is bigger.
I can draw the lines if you'd not.
It's much bigger.
I've got red thread all over
much
one
bigger.
wall. I have one of those red thread walls. I can tie it all together.
Well, we'll try and do that as well. Big day here for you. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rising hot! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like they just completely cleared that road work 1604 eastbound Bandera on over to FM 60 Houseman. On 35 northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway, that road work is still there. There's also a disabled vehicle in the left lane. So road work, right lane, stalled vehicle, left lane. And that's what's causing your 30-minute delay from right around O'Connor. You guys see something we're not talking about? Call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, there is actually football tonight.
There is. Joe Burrow is going to play. Bengals, Eagles. I can't believe I'm excited about preseason football.
I'm always excited. It's football. Cowboys get back to work in Oxnard as well.
And we'll talk Texans with John McClain at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
The truck driver from Texas who was listening to a woman's podcast in Seattle. He starts communicating with her, and he turns into a stalker. So he drives up to Seattle, and he kills her and her husband.
Oh, my God. Must have been a bad podcast.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
This report is sponsored by Texas Department of Transportation. A heavy foot can cost you a heavy fine or more. Speeding is a factor in 1,500,000 crashes every year in Texas. So always follow the speed limit. And if there's bad weather or road construction ahead, slow down. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arosti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arosti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arosti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arosti. We fix pain fast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop. That's because your Macy's store has back-to-school essentials at incredible prices, like complete looks from Epic Threads, Levi's, and Abercrombie Kids. Character outfits from Hello Kitty, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse. Plus, backpacks from JanSport and High Sierra. The best part? Get it all for 25 to 50% off. That's right, up to half off. But hurry in. These back-to-school deals start Friday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at EasyCater.com.
Woo! Morning Huddle 94.1. Oh, we got no words?
It's lost up in there.
All right. If I'm going to bring it to you cowards, and it's got to be quick.
Do you know the words?
Up and where?
Yeah. I know the words to every song, Edwin. Is this your first day on the show?
Yeah. Yeah, your singing's legendary.
Ask me if I know the words to a DMX song. Are you crazy?
Angry DMX.
Of course I know the words.
Do you know DMX?
You know, yes.
Like personally?
No, he's dead.
We did time
I mean,
together.
did you know him personally?
No, he was in prison when I was a kid.
That's Edwin's DMX's godchild.
No, he's not.
He was raised as if one of his own.
No, not all black people have
No,
that
Edwin was raised
relationship.
hard, man.
No.
It's been hard to break free.
I don't think that's even true about Edwin.
Mean streets of Milwaukee and San Antonio.
See? Mean streets of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Encino Park area, that's the mean streets.
He's in witness protection right now. You don't want to know the real Edwin. I met the real Edwin one time.
Yeah. Is that where you live, Encino Park?
Yeah.
The mean streets of Encino Park.
Is that
That's right across from Stone Oak.
I know where it is.
The
That's where
ghettos of Stone Oak.
the post office is, right?
Yeah.
The ghettos of
I
Stone
had to
Oak.
drive there the other day for the post office.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Then.
I know. That's where you live, huh?
You made it out, huh?
We're pretty much neighbors, Edwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at us.
But I didn't get attacked.
What do you mean you didn't get attacked?
Didn't you get? Isn't that where you got attacked, or is that the gas station?
That was the gas station.
It was over on Austin
And first of all, I
Highway.
wasn't attacked. You're
Well, you
overselling it.
No,
I was approached.
You were.
I mean,
as
would
the
mean,
story
like,
goes
he
on,
physically touched
I think
me.
by the time you tell the story next week, you were attacked.
No,
I think it should grow and
it was just
you took him out.
It was a confused man looking for his family.
Uh-huh.
That's the way I like to think of it. I don't like to think of it as a
I
guy
call
who's
it a tweaker looking for an easy mark, but you can say a confused man.
Well,
you were sitting down. He walked up and said, and you stood up and he said, "Well, I can find something a little bit easier than this."
Well, what do you think his limit was? Like,
well, obviously, whatever you
so
were.
you're saying he would have?
I think
he
he
would
was
have
ready
robbed
to,
Jason
yes,
Minix.
I think he would have robbed a lot of people.
Huh. What about Edwin?
You don't want to mess with Edwin
because he's black.
No, I told you. He grew up hard, man.
Well, that's true.
you think I'm messing?
Gated neighborhood and everything.
I saw him kill a homeless man once.
Oh, that's pretty.
Well, he was a hobo. He was a transient. We'll never.
Still, I think that's illegal.
No, not anymore. I'm just saying. What's that movie with? There's always the movie with the guy that had a hard life who's just trying to live right now, just trying to live right, and his past comes back to haunt him.
The Wrestler.
There's a lot of them, but yeah. And Edwin is, in fact, the basis for most of those movies. He's just trying to live a good
clean
honest life.
He just
atone for the sins back in the day that we
That's
can't
right.
talk about it.
That's right. I used to be different. Now I'm just a regular guy.
He'll never get over Macho Grande.
No. You taught me about Electra Woman and Dyna Girl.
Oh, one of the greats of the 70s.
This is I don't know how I've never heard of this before.
Oh, there's a certain group of guys right now that Dyna Girl could really fill out her unitard.
How many seasons do you think Electra
If it
Woman
made
and Dyna
4
Girl?
episodes, I don't know. But if you ever watched Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, you saw Electra Woman and the Dyna Girl.
I did not watch that, but it was one season.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised, like I said, made it that long. But that was in the
16
heyday
episodes.
of the live cartoon.
The episodes were only 12 minutes long?
Well, they were filled with 16 minutes of cereal commercials. Yeah. I mean, it was really a commercial with Electra Dyna Girl kind of built in.
It appears that Electra Woman, Dyna Girl, and Professor Frank Heflin were they were the good guys. It was caped superhero Electra Woman and her teen sidekick who worked in their normal lives as reporters for Newsmaker magazine. In each episode,
stolen plot.
In each episode, they put on spandex costumes.
Yeah.
In a bright flash of light called an Electra change. And then they get into which I guess is that's how nobody sees their boobies.
Yeah, they
when
got
change
into,
into,
there was not a quick change. Although I felt like I'd seen them.
And then they get into the Electra car.
See, they were ahead of their time.
And they use an array of technically advanced gadgets to thwart an eclectic collection of supervillains. Professor Frank Heflin was a scientist who stayed at their Electra base.
The Electra base.
Operating its highly sophisticated crime scope computers while keeping in continual contact with the pair through their Electra comms. This sounds like Charlie's Angels a little bit.
Oh, it was a mix of a lot of things.
It's like if Charlie's Angels and Batman were the same show.
Well, they were also reporters like Superman was. So they stole some things from other.
The Electra enemies, this sounds like made-up stuff.
Well, no, this was all real.
The Sorcerer and Miss Dazzle, the Empress of Evil, and
sounds like a drag queen show.
And Lucretia.
Again, it sounds like a drag queen show. Coming up next, Lucretia.
Alibaba and the Genie. That
Still sounds a little
racially
drag queenish.
Controversial. Glitter Rock and Sideman.
See?
What?
This is a drag show.
Imagine that. Sideman. That's what you came up with? Sideman?
Just saying.
The Spider Lady with Legs and Spinner.
Again, sounds like a drag show.
And the Pharaoh and Cleopatra. All right. They had some tools such as Direct-A-Scan, which would navigate the characters through buildings to the exact location of the building.
Forward thinking.
They had these.
They had LiDAR way back then.
They had their Electracoms appear to be massive devices that they wore on their wrists, and it looks more like this.
Well, I mean, we didn't have the technology. Back in the early 70s, we had an idea.
Where are we going, Dyna girl?
See?
I don't.
See?
Let's use a quick change.
There was no wire attached.
Let's do an Electra change. Then they would do the Electra beam, which emitted a focused kinetic beam of energy that can push or pull objects. Ooh, that's impressive. So it could wasn't just a tractor beam that could pull something in. It could also push things away.
That's Electra woman.
That's incredible.
She wasn't underpowered.
Electra strobe speeds the wearer's motions, thoughts, and actions 10,000 times faster than normal. That seems aggressive. 10,000.
She was a nimble little minx.
Electra G increases the weight of the target. Not what you thought it was going to be, did you? You thought it was going to go back to the like a WNBA game.
Well, it could go back to the thing you just said earlier about 1,000 times speed.
Now, so what you're thinking of is this. Electra Vibe creates a localized sonic field that can shatter glass or disorient an opponent who is not equipped with earplugs.
That was a power possessed by the next cartoon, Jackhammer Man.
And friends, that's why now supervillains all wear earplugs. That's why Magneto wears his helmet, because the Electra Vibe. A lot of people don't know that.
Why does Bane wear the face thing?
Because of the Electra Vibe. The
I
Electra
thought it was
Vibe.
papillomavirus.
Nope.
Human papillomavirus.
They all.
It was an early form of a dental dam.
Why would you bring up
Electra Woman and Dyna Girl got
history?
Well, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl got around, man. They were in the Justice League and they got passed. They got turned out.
Oh god.
Aquaman used them up. Now they're second-rate superheroes
and
fighting.
Then they're like, yeah. Also, we don't want you in the Justice League after all this. You guys are whores.
Electra Woman. That vibrating thing you carry around is not an appropriate weapon.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this in my whole life, and now I know that it's a real thing.
See, that was the theater of the mind back then.
Yeah, you showed me the. Was that the introduction? Was that the?
Why had kind of a Michael Jackson vibe intro?
It's weird. It's a superhero show, but it also showed like spiders and snakes. Why did it do that?
Well, they had to fill 12 minutes of content. They only had about 4 minutes of dialogue. What are you talking about? A lot of B-roll in this.
Oh, yeah. When it was released in home video, it was because the 16 segments, which were each about 12 minutes long, it was combined into 8 total episodes. So,
what year?
This was 1976.
Good year. I was in 6th grade.
Yes. It was part of the Umbrella series, the Croft Super Show.
See, Marty Croft, that production house got famous with Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, and they just started pumping out Saturday morning trash.
But before it could get the second season underway, it was dropped along with Dr. Shrinker.
Well,
do you remember Dr. Shrinker?
I don't remember that one.
He appeared to be from the same time, but he was his superpower. I'll let you have one guess what it was.
He he could run fast.
He shrunk things. Yes, he shrunk things. Captain Cool and the Kongs.
Yeah, I remember that
one. Wonderbug.
Don't remember that one.
Magic Mongo.
Well,
Bigfoot.
Sounds like a strain I buy now.
Bigfoot and Wild Boy.
Bigfoot and Wild Boy?
Yes.
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah, that was the. I don't see the one you're talking. What was the one you were talking about?
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
No, I don't see that anywhere. I think maybe that was just your personal
No,
favorite.
No, that was. It was better back then. It was. We had real.
Yeah, here's Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. Notable work: Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, Land of the Lost.
Oh yeah, the Slee Stacks.
HR Puffin' Stuff.
Yeah, that was a whole drug-addled Yellow Submarine idea.
Oh, I don't like that. And the Banana Splits Adventure
Oh
Hour.
yeah, man, Banana Splits was awesome too. That was another fever dream of a show.
Man, you watch some crazy stuff.
Hey man, that's what we had. Why do you think we turned out the way we are?
I don't know.
That's what we watched all Saturday morning, all hopped up on Chocula.
I remember telling my wife, when my first kid was born, he was watching this show called Bob the Builder.
Oh yeah, Bob the Builder. My kids.
I'm certain whoever made Bob the Builder was on LSD.
Oh,
I mean, it was just very crazy motion, and I was like,
put on Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. You want to talk about an acid trip?
Well, I mean, with sea monsters kind of
dancing live. This isn't a cartoon. This is live action.
I know,
stuff.
But the Sea Monsters insinuates that this is probably drug-addled.
Oh yeah, HR Puffin' Stuff.
Yeah, but Bob the Builder, it came across as like a work together, like a really good premise. But it turns out it's all about drugs.
Oh well, I didn't catch that. It must have changed in the later years.
You were just desensitized because you watched Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of light.
So it didn't
Keep in
bother
mind,
you.
my senior trip, our whole class went and saw Cheech and Chong.
Your senior trip.
Yeah,
that's what they called it back then.
We didn't even leave the school, and we took several senior trips.
That's right. All right, we'll be right back. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Do you need to get rid of things like furniture, mattresses, tires, and appliances? San Antonio has 4 drop-off centers for residential bulky items conveniently located around the city, open 5 days a week except holidays. Visit sarecycles.org. This service is free for solid waste customers that pay the environmental fee on their CPS energy bill, including customers that live in apartments. Visit sarecycles.org for hours, locations, and accepted materials. That's sarecycles.org.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That was a very short break, Edwin.
Somebody's popping and locking over here.
How am I supposed to do research on Sigmund and the Sea Monsters when you don't give me any time? It is happy NFL preseason week 1 day. We got 3 matchups. Colts, Ravens, Bengals, Eagles, Raiders, Seahawks.
Potential Super Bowl matchup in there.
I don't think the Raiders are ready for that.
Oh, well, then the other one.
Oh, well, the Colts and the Ravens are in the same.
Not that one, the middle one.
The Bengals and the Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the Bengals would have to make the playoffs for that to happen.
Saying potential. I mean, that's the one of the 3 that could actually happen. The other 2 couldn't.
That's true. And I mean, the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl.
They've been there vaguely.
Eagles have been to a Super Bowl recently.
Once or twice.
None of the other teams playing have been in the last 10 or so years, I don't think. It's been over 10 years since Seattle was there, huh? And Baltimore, it's been a while. Raiders and Colts. Funny. No, yeah, it's there. Again, I don't want to say there's like good preseason matches because
all I want to see in the preseason are the train wreck teams. I can't wait to see Cleveland play. I can't wait to see how they manage.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, see those are the train wreck games that I'm looking forward to. The good teams,
Cleveland and Carolina. That's the game you've had your eye on.
Seriously,
huh?
I mean, if you're gonna have to watch something, watch a circus. Because if you're a good team, what are you doing? I'm not seeing anybody I know. I mean, if you're a good team, you're not playing. It's the bad teams that provide the preseason entertainment.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to seeing. What I like to do is find the superstar players who everybody thinks is going to have a good year and I think aren't, and see them sitting on the sideline and teammates high-fiving them. And then I like to take that moment at about week 10 and see how they feel. Sometimes it's Justin Fields. Sometimes it's Caleb Williams. Sometimes it's Aaron Rodgers. I like that. I like to see like the buildup of disappointment from teammates about guys who, you're going to be really good. Oh, maybe you're not.
Well, if Stafford is still injured, are we saying that about the entire Rams team?
You know what? We are going to have to. The Rams are one of the teams we're going to have to take a look at today. When we go around the league, because the Rams find themselves. It's funny. The Rams are doing maybe they're like a little sleight of hand. Like, Matt Stafford, he'll be back week 1. Here's our lovely Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a little worrisome for sure.
Yeah,
but. So why you'd say he's back week 1, but then start to hype up your backup quarterback? It is an odd thing. But we'll talk about the Rams, who I think the Rams have potential to do something this year. I mean,
I know this. The value that Kyron came up with yesterday with Stafford down for fantasy types, Kyron's value went up.
Oh, I'm sure,
dude.
I am sure. Let's see who do you think is projected to win the NFC West.
I'd probably put my money on San Francisco. I mean, they better.
Remember, they are the favorites. They're plus 150.
Yeah, they better.
It was between San Francisco and the Rams yesterday. It was a coin flip.
Yeah.
Now, 49ers plus 150, Rams plus 195.
I'm telling you, a guy of his age having an epidural, that's like starting the season with a strained hamstring. Like, this is not going to end well.
Well, listen, he had a baby. You don't know what that's like. He needed that epidural.
I know it was quite pain relief. I watched my wife get one, and evidently the outcome's pretty good. It's the input that hurts.
Well, did you? But after the epidural, they gave you a baby, right?
Pretty much.
I think that's the only time you get them. So
unless, of course, you got one leg that's going numb, like evidently he is.
Oh, I thought maybe he was having a baby. I don't know, but yeah,
he kept his figure pretty well.
He did.
Yeah, he really did.
He stayed in good shape. He stayed in good shape, and I think he's just out for a few weeks on paternity leave. Yeah. No, it is worrisome. So we'll talk about that as well. In fact, maybe we'll look at all 4 of those NFC West teams. That's actually a good idea. Because Brock Purdy, a lot of pressure on Brock.
So I'm saying they better. They finally had to pony up, and they had 3 years of fun. Now they got to pay their quarterback. Let's see if they can hold on for dear life for a year or two.
And then what a weird quarterback division. A bunch of guys who were all like, maybe. Like Matt Stafford felt like the safe bet up until a couple days ago. Now it's Brock Purdy. I don't know. Kyler Murray. I don't know. Sam Darnold. I don't know.
All of them got paid. All of them in a high rent district.
Yep. So we'll take a look at that division. Probably take a look at the full AFC South as well, since we're looking at the Texans. So we'll maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just go checking out around a little bit of around the league
around
thing.
Show.
We do need to look at some college football today too. That's something that
I'm ate up. I watched that entire SEC thing yesterday.
You watched 8 episodes?
Well, they're only like 35 minutes long. Jeez. I was already 3 in, so I watched 5.
I thought you were only 1 in.
It turned out I'd been dozing, because when I went back to 2, I was like, I've seen this. So I made it into some of 3. But they're like 25, 30 minutes. So you start that thing at about noon. You got plenty of time.
You got to get a hobby or get your pool fixed.
I build chicken coops. That's my day job. I'm a chicken coop builder.
How's that working out?
I'm cut and sliced, but so far I have 11 safe chicks, at least at last check.
There you go. Is it rat proof?
I'm hoping. Well, I'll tell you today. We went with the wire chicken wire, not the plastic. We went with the good stuff.
Wire's greater than plastic.
Well, no, that we were told that this new ballistic plastic was better.
But it turns out.
No, not the rats got through it, but we went with the good stuff. We did double. We doubled.
Oh. I think you need to keep a barn cat outside the chicken coop just in case they see rats roaming around.
Well, I think now that we have pretty much a bulletproof coop, and I would wager we do, we can have some animals.
I've heard you say bulletproof coop.
I know, but I think we've learned from experience.
I've heard unpenetrable. I
think we've finally done it.
You sound like a dude trying to talk a gal into sex with a condom that's been
I've had this in my wallet for months. It should be fine.
It's impenetrable. It's bulletproof.
I've kept it warm.
This condom is a fortress, and she's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel safe, and you're just like, trust me.
I'm not sure it's supposed to crunch like that. Sounds like you just opened a potato chip bag.
Well,
no, it's good.
That's where I found this condom, actually. Is this? It
was in the bottom of my cereal box.
Is this a condom or a ramen packet? I'm not sure. Either way, it'll work. It'll work. It's impenetrable.
You'll not know the difference.
Bulletproof.
Did you just open a potato chip bag? I've had this for a minute.
Oh, is that beef ramen seasoning?
It's a funny smell.
All right, let's we'll
this
by the
in
way,
my mouth before.
We'll do that around the we'll take a look around the league in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll do that coming up here in a little bit. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry, this conquered the course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Attention football fans. AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.
I see you'll play the lyrics on this song, huh? Interesting. Interesting. The preseason gets underway tonight. The first game of the night is the Colts and the Ravens. And I guess we'll get I don't know if the Colts, I don't know what their plan is. I haven't seen an idea of how they're going to run quarterbacks out there, but that is a spot, unlike Cincinnati, where, I'm pretty sure Cincinnati, their head coach has decided that Joe Burrow is going to be their starting quarterback. I think he may have already been named even. With the Colts, I don't think they have any idea who's going to be their starting quarterback.
I think it'll probably be Dimes, although I hear Richardson's getting the start tonight.
Is who gets to start tonight? Do you think, does it have any indication? I don't think so either. So who's starting the game tonight? I've got no idea. But I believe that if he's healthy, they would prefer Anthony Richardson to be their quarterback.
I think so too, but I don't think I think
not
Dimes
been able to stay healthy,
readier.
Which neither is Daniel Jones been able to stay healthy. It's why that's the guy you go get when you've got a young quarterback who can't stay healthy at all.
They can fix him.
Well, that's the hope. But they'll go up against a Ravens team who I'm going to go 90% sure the Ravens going to go with Lamar Jackson this year at quarterback.
I think they're safe. Although they do have a former NFL Pro Bowl quarterback backing him up.
Well,
he did play in the Pro Bowl. Is he still there?
No.
Who's the backup?
Cooper Rush is their backup.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Cooper got him a win. He got him a win streak under his belt.
Make no mistake.
He's won 3 in a row in professional football.
No, remember Huntley just signed with the Browns.
So, that's right. They pulled him out of the mothballs.
Poor guy.
The funny thing is we joke about Rush. I think Baltimore's the most talented team in football. Man for man, position for position. There ain't no more talent anywhere else than there.
Philly's the one, that's in the discussion with
head
him.
to head. I think Barkley might be the tiebreaker just because he's slightly better than Derrick Henry. But you can go position for position. There's not many teams that have it equal.
No,
and maybe none more.
No, I agree. That is a damn good football team. They're and that's who the Bills draw week 1. It ain't gonna be easy, but the Ravens. I'm interested to see them. I'm interested to see what their offense looks like when they're not playing Lamar Jackson, and that means in the preseason. Historically, they've had quarterbacks that could sort of at least mimic scout team like what Lamar Jackson would do.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Tyrod Taylor and Snoop Huntley aren't Lamar Jackson, but they've historically been able to do that. That's not Cooper Rush. So that'll be sort of a weird thing to see what what the Ravens offense looks like with I don't want to say a statue quarterback, but a more pocket type quarterback in the preseason.
I'm paying attention to their wide receivers. I don't see a lot of production, but they have to play a role. And Zay Flowers is electric. Rashad Bateman, if he can have a season. D-Hop, I don't know what to expect from D-Hop other than if it's thrown in his direction, he'll catch it. But I do think if Zay Flowers stays healthy and they can use him appropriately, kind of a poor man's Tyreek Hill, just get him the ball and let him do stuff. Man, that'll open that offense up.
Yeah. For the Ravens, I think they are, when you talk about a team that's that talented, how do you work your rookies in? Who's, if any of these rookies are going to earn any kind of playing time? Because it's a packed house, man. Finding a roster spot ain't going to be easy.
But the bad side of that is they're talented, but they're older. So you're going to, they're not that there's any kind of load management going on, but you do regulate your snaps. So that's one of the things about Harbaugh is that team always seems to be reloading.
Well, and the Ravens historically have always had. They've always been like their identity. I make fun of that. Has always been defense. Defense was pretty bad last year.
Yeah.
Like that was the one weak spot, especially their pass defense. They were in like the bottom 10 in pass defense in the league. They tried to work at it this offseason. They drafted a safety in the first round. They added some pretty veteran presence at cornerback, Jair Alexander. So we'll see if that's something I'm interested in with the Ravens too. I hope they haven't figured out their pass defense. I hope they figured out like week 5 or 6. Not week 1.
Give the Bills a running start.
Exactly. That's all I'm looking for. But yeah, the Ravens are a team worth keeping an eye on just because I think that's a real contender. And same with the Eagles, obviously, and the Bengals. I think there's some teams worth watching tonight. Just to see what they look like they're capable of. The Bengals I only want to watch just because I want to see Joe Burrow for a little bit. Just see, and I have a feeling I know what he's going to look like. He's probably going to look phenomenal.
I hope he better.
I will say this though, I would not put Joe Burrow out there if I wasn't putting the rest of the number ones out there.
And no 5-step drops, nothing long lasting. You're handing and you're dumping, and we're going to watch the film at halftime, and you'll be in street clothes by the fourth quarter.
Because the last thing I want is some fourth-string running back missing a chip block and
I'm saying, man, those are the kind of things that happen to the Bengals.
Yeah, no, that is what do they call that? The if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong.
It's not the Peter principle. What is it? It's what's going on right now.
You all know exactly what I'm talking about. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This report is sponsored by A&A Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
This heat is unbearable. My AC's completely dead.
Who needs AC? Just sit in front of an open freezer all day.
Seriously?
Trade bad advice for good advice. Call A&A Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
License number M37249/TACLB1167828E.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and features seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
Here in San Antonio in the hill country, our water is hard. It's harsh like some accents.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener and enjoy smooth, soft, pure, clean water like this.
Tú eres mi luz en la oscuridad.
Hard, harsh water.
Hey, use with the face.
Soft water.
El amor es como el agua que nunca se seca.
If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you're basically inviting hard water into your home to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And if you can't live without your coffee maker, hard water damages it too. Call me for a free in-home water evaluation at 656-PURE.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
License number 38961.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still working this accident on 1604 northbound. It's right as you approach Bandera Road. 15-minute delay has you slow from Culebra. 35 northbound, 1604 to Olympia Parkway. That's some ongoing road work in the right lane. Disabled vehicle, left lane. It's causing a 50-minute delay. That backup's going to start at Weedner. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. That number, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NFL is back tonight as we have 3 preseason games on the schedule. Starting at 6 o'clock, the Colts and Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes are battling it out for the QB1 job in Indy. At 6:30, the Bengals head to Philly to take on the Eagles as Joe Burrow is going to play tonight. Cincinnati attempts to avoid their normal slow starts this season. Finally, at 9 o'clock, we have the Las Vegas Raiders with new head coach Pete Carroll as he returns to Seattle, the scene of the crime. The new-look Raiders take on the Seahawks. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Should I be worried?
In general? Yes.
I just got a thing from Uber.
Okay.
Saying Dave's ride is complete.
That's not good.
Dave got picked up and dropped off.
Where is Dave?
St. Augustine, Florida.
That's not a good thing.
No. I would say no, that's not a good thing.
Especially, well, it's 8 o'clock there. You just got to work.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for other guys to go to work. That's no good for me.
It's the American way. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Yeah, you might want to cancel that card.
But then when I go to my my trips, like my past trips, the last trip was the Annex Food Hall in Oxnard. So, very interesting. Very interesting.
What's it called? Spearfishing?
Fishing, yeah.
Fishing where they just charge a little bit to see if you're paying attention.
Maybe that's what it is. What's your Uber rating?
I'm finding out right now.
Edwin, what's your Uber rating?
I have no idea.
You see, a couple of years ago,
I haven't used Uber in like 3 or 4 years.
I was in L.A. with a bunch of you clowns, and you're not one of the clowns, but one of us clowns.
Mhm.
And one of the idiots, I won't say which idiot, he's no longer here, and I say that in the most loving way, was just we were having a good time in an Uber in Santa Monica.
Did he throw up in the
Uber?
Uber?
I got a 1 star, and it took me years to get that expunged off my record.
I want to know.
I think I'm at. Last I checked, I was a 4.7.
I want to know who on the Brigade Bar has the highest Uber rating. To me, that is a badge of honor. I'm a 4.85.
See, last I saw, I'd gotten myself up to a 4 point in the high 4s.
People really like me, Rob. I'm a friendly guy.
Let's see here.
I'm a friendly guy.
I'm a 4.94, brother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that's with a 1.
I'm serious. I had a 1. And you don't realize you have a 1 until you start trying to book a ride and they keep canceling on you. You're like, why is everybody leaving me? So it's taking some extra tipping. I've been a super tipper for the last couple of years.
Good for you.
I had to raise my status a little bit.
Did they see your tip before they leave your rating?
I would like to think so.
Okay.
I'd like, because I normally tip before the ride's even over. I want that thing to pop up before they even get there.
So that way it's like, 5 star.
Yeah, I like to think because I'm an over tipper.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's a good place to be an over tipper because
I want to be the guy that I'm going to take him.
When you sit down at a restaurant, there's no sign over your head that says
mine's 4.95. 4.95.
See, you've got 1 point. See, if we were standing on the corner, they'd take you quicker than mine.
That's fascinating, Edwin. I would not have expected that for Edwin.
I haven't used it in like 3 or 4 years, but yeah.
Oh, Casey and Corey both saying 5 stars.
5? Well, all right. It's hard to maintain.
You better not only have like 2 rides if you're telling me 5 stars.
We had the same Uber dude 3 times in 2 days.
Well, here's my question about Uber. Is Uber Eats, does that count towards your rating?
I don't know. I don't use it. I would. It's under the same umbrella, but
because I do use Uber Eats, so that would be.
I would think it would be more difficult to maintain an Uber Eats rating.
I would think so too,
because I'm not tipping you like you were my waiter,
right? And people get mad, like, because when I had an apartment, people were like, dude, where's your apartment at? What's your gate code? It's like, people are frustrated.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't do the Uber Eats favorite stuff.
Tony says 5 stars, but he only has 10 rides. Franklin's a 4.49 in Uber, but a 5 in Lyft. Boy, there sure are a lot of 5s on the Brigade Bar. I'm not sure I'm buying this.
Understanding your rating.
I guess you know what'll even be funnier? Who's got the lowest Uber rating? That's what I want to know. You got anybody got below a 4?
I mean, you ain't riding.
Oh, imagine that.
Where do you find their number of rides?
I don't know. Where does it? It doesn't say on your rating.
It just says 4.94 verified.
That's all mine says too. Yeah.
But I am curious to see how many rides I've taken.
1 million rides. I mean, you can, if you hit your activity, you can see all your past rides.
There we go. You just have to count them.
You're right. But mine goes.
Oh God, I'm in hundreds and hundreds.
Oh yeah. And it doesn't even. Mine doesn't even go back all the way.
And most of them are not in San Antonio. I'm an Uber user elsewhere.
Of course. Well, I mean, who
Well, this one cuts off. This one doesn't even go past last year.
I've got a few here in San Antonio because I was living by myself and would want to go out and drink.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't want to – I'm not looking to catch a DUI. My wife can't come bail me out of jail because she was in a different state.
225-2121. Write it on your hand.
225-2121?
That's a best bail bonds.
Oh, okay. No, that's pretty – I'm writing that down.
It's kind of like getting an abortion instead of using a condom, but you're still the end result's the same. You'll still end up home late in the evening.
All right. Let's. We said we were going to take a look around the league. Jeez, what is this show turning to? What a disaster. We said we were going to look around the league, and we'll start with those LA Rams. I am with you. I do think there's some real concern now about Matt Stafford.
And you brought up Jimmy Garoppolo. I do think that's a viable backup for a couple of weeks. And I know that you brought up again, 5 years ago? Was it 5 years? 6 years
Somewhere
ago?
Around 5 years ago.
No, it's been longer than that, brother. It's been 10 years now?
No.
Since he went?
No.
No, I'm thinking the last time San Francisco hosted. So it's about 5 years ago, right?
Let's see.
The Jimmy G experiment.
They were there in... And last time they were there was, last time was Brock Purdy. 2019 was when Jimmy G got him to the Super Bowl.
2019, so 6 years
got him to. He was on the team that went to the Super Bowl.
And from that moment on, his that was the apex of the Jimmy G experience, right? And he slid down. Now he's on his third team since then.
He's bouncing around a little, yeah.
I figure, what's best case? Cooper Rush, 4 games? I mean, everybody who's played with Jimmy since then hated Jimmy.
What's funny is, you remember Davante Adams? Davante Adams, it was like, if I keep playing with Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to die.
Yeah. So
and then he leaves the Raiders, goes to the Rams, and now Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be his quarterback. And he's like, oh my god.
So seriously, we talked about Kirk Cousins.
But this no joking aside, this is only his second team since.
Oh, I thought he'd been.
He went from the Niners to the Raiders to the Rams.
So it is, but it is. He is a sled now. He's still heading downhill. Are the Rams close enough to make a move for Cousins? Are they near enough to justify the expense of paying that salary?
No.
Okay, and I would agree with you. I just don't know if it's worth chasing him.
Well, here's why. I don't know exactly how hurt Matt Stafford is, and I don't know exactly how healthy Kirk Cousins is.
Well, there
Am
is
I
that.
trading out
broken down?
I'll
give you the Cousins eyes, but I can tell you this. I don't care how fit and how prepared Stafford was. This was worst case scenario. This was last option short of surgery. Once you're injecting needles into the spine, there were no other options. They had tried everything, which to me is a bad sign. I mean, just to imagine, even if he was 25, I'd go, "Well, this is going to be a rough year." This guy's nearly 40.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Rams, I get a couple of weeks to see if Jimmy is kind of inculcated into the offense. But dude, I get the sense with every passing day. the value of Kirk Cousins will seem more apparent to the Rams.
But I will say this about the Rams. They are under the radar good.
That's what I'm saying. Are they close enough to justify the investment? Because they are good. They've at every skill position, they're stacked, and that's on defense too.
Oh, they're really good on the defensive front. I think they've got a pretty good secondary. They're not great against the run. At least they weren't last year. Their linebackers are not a strength, but
they can score to keep up with anybody. So I think there's enough there almost to justify going, I know it's going to cost us $35 million, but at least we'll still have a fighting chance.
In San Francisco, I guess the big question there is how I don't know. I shouldn't say how they maintain, how they get back after a season of disaster.
Health. Just stay healthy. To them, all that matters is you don't have as many stars as you used to, but the guys you got, if they're all healthy, you should be in the fight.
But what I'm saying is you've got a team that's done nothing but win, who last year they stunk.
Because they were hurt.
Okay.
And now they had some attrition. They lost one of their wide receivers. They are not what they were, but then you look around at the positions that matter, they got the dudes. They're not as deep as the Rams, but I think they're equally as talented.
I think you could make an argument that this team went from being like really good at wide receiver a couple years ago to now, I don't know what they are.
It's going to depend on gunshot victim. The dude that got shot last year, if he can step in, and it did look like, I forget his name, Ricky
Pearsall.
If he can just step in and be moderate, I give so much credit to Kyle Shanahan. I give him, having Kyle Shanahan is like having another Pro Bowl quarterback. Not the best quarterback, but I feel like he is always going to have his team in a position to win a football game. He'll have his team prepped, always. And this offense, it will always work. But everybody's going to have to stay healthy for them to get where they get. And this team has not proven to be able to do that.
The four other teams spent close to $400 million on 49ers free agents this last offseason, the most of a team's departing free agents in history. Dre Greenlaw, Deebo Samuel, Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and Javon Hargrave, all amongst those.
That's what happens when you got to pay your quarterback, man.
Exactly. That is a ton of guys that are just gone. So I don't know what to think of the 49ers. I will say if Brock Purdy is what, and I assume that Kyle Shanahan had some say in whether or not Brock Purdy was around long term.
Be above average and don't put it in somebody else's hands.
But you better hope that Christian McCaffrey stays healthy all year, and you better hope that George Kittle stays healthy all year, and quite frankly, better hope that Brandon Ayuk comes back healthy.
Fred Warner, there's a lot of you betters. Bosa, you betters. But if they do,
there are a lot more questions about the 49ers this year going into the season than there have been in a long-ass time.
Since Purdy was found off the Mr. Irrelevance.
Right. Which means that if there's questions about the 49ers and there's questions about the Rams, does it open things up? We'll talk about that on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Arosti is my go-to. Anybody who gets to an age where you wake up and something just hurts and you decide, well, I'm not going to use that today, needs to have Arosti on their speed dial, because their specialty, their expertise lies in getting you out of pain as fast as possible without having to dead it with narcotics or dealing with long-term surgery ramifications. It's your body fixing itself, and let me tell you, it works. I am truly living proof. Now, my issue's always been lower back, but I know so many that have problems with tight hamstrings that cause lower back issues, or they truly have the lower back Matt Stafford's problems. Whatever the case may be, you got to give Arosti a shot. You never need a referral. You can call them today and get in today. They're all around San Antonio, and what they do literally works fast. Did you know, on average, Arosti patients are back in the game doing what they love in under 4 visits? There's no better proof. And when you go to an Arosti provider, you're going to get a full evaluation. You're going to find out what the problem is and fix the problem. And I know that sounds very basic, but just taking a medication to dull the general pain is never a fix. It's a placebo. It's a wait and see. So what do you need to do? Well, you need the number. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website is Arosti.com. I recommend going to the website because there's a map of all the providers, and they're adding them all the time. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Arosti's there to fix you, and they will. Call them today. Let them take care of you. And when they do, you can come on by and thank me later.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Porn sites in Texas are turned off.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
They are?
The legislation passed a rule that you have to prove your age. And if you haven't proven your age, which nobody wants to put that information out on the porn sites, they lock you out.
In the past, they said, "Are you 21?" And me and all the other 8th graders would say, yes.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, Twin Peaks fans, Bourbon and Brews is going to be back, but while it's away, sample some of Mexico's finest tequilas every Friday at Twin Peaks Tequila and Cerveza Costume Party. Mix things up with handcrafted margs or keep it simple with perfect shot and 29-degree imports all around. That's Twin Peaks.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop. That's because your Macy's store has back-to-school essentials at incredible prices, like complete looks from Epic Threads, Levi's, and Abercrombie Kids, character outfits from Hello Kitty, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse, plus backpacks from JanSport and High Sierra. The best part? Get it all for 25 to 50% off. That's right, up to half off. But hurry in. These back-to-school deals start Friday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
God, I love this music.
Rob and AJ. AJ and Rob.
This is Cletus? Cletus is the robot?
Ray J.
Ray J. No. I've seen a video with Ray J.
I did too.
I've seen way too much of that cat.
Oh. That's where you got to get introduced to Kim Kardashian.
That's where we all first met her.
Oh my. So we were talking about the NFC West, and this will be a theme of the show up until football season starts. We'll keep an eye on things, the going-ons. But we were talking about the NFC West and how the Rams and the 49ers are the two favorites. 49ers have become the favorite now with this Matt Stafford news, at least as of today. But I think there's enough questions surrounding both of those teams that it's worth considering the alternatives. Now, let's start with Seattle because I don't know that I really want to consider them as an alternative.
I don't think they're an alternative yet.
Their offensive line is in the Texans-Bengals stratosphere, and that's a really, really bad place to be. It is a horrific offensive line. They drafted a guard in round one who played at the FCS level.
Well,
you never know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to turn everything around. Certainly.
No, they're not yet. But you've got Geno is a perfectly average quarterback.
Geno's gone now.
That's right. So
Sam, Wreck-It Ralph.
So I don't know about but I do like Kenny Williams. I think K9 can play. I think they've got a running back, and their wide receivers have always been deep. So Seattle's going to get better sooner than later, but it ain't going to be this year.
It does feel like Seattle is. It might be rough sledding for them, but Arizona is interesting to me, only because whatever you think of Kyler Murray, there's unquestionably some potential in him still. And when Kyler Murray is running good and he's healthy, you see, okay, wow, it's not wild. Now they were fairly mediocre last year in passing, but they have been good enough running the football that it's opening some things up for Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah,
and he's got a star tight end, a star wide receiver now. And I think he's starting to kind of get comfortable in the offense. And if you were saying pick a quarterback who you expect to have a big jump this year, I think I would pick Kyler Murray.
I look at Kyler, and the comparisons are inescapable, like Baker Mayfield. And the less I hear about Kyler Murray during the week, the better off I feel about him. Just as long as
I don't want to know what your.
I don't want to know anything.
I don't know about your video game rankings.
Nothing. I don't want you on TV. I want no commercials. The less I like when Baker Mayfield became a cockroach is when he finally became the quarterback that everybody thought he might be. He's reached his max potential. And I think Kyler Murray's probably the same way. Once you become an adult and I'm not hearing about other stuff or whatever you might be doing and you're just playing football, I have every reason to expect that he's going to reach that level. He is a genuinely unique talent in the NFL. He can do things that no other quarterback can do. A lot of people have tried to find it, and they haven't been able to harness this, and he is limited. But the things he can do, there's not a lot of guys in the world that can do it. So you put him with Connor and Marvin Harrison, and if they can just find a second wide receiver or a third to play with Jones, that's an offense that's going to put some points on the board.
Okay, so here's a question. Would you let Kyler Murray play any preseason?
There's an escapability to him that I appreciate, and I think he might have reached the level of, I don't need to see anymore. This is his second year under coach, right?
Yep.
So I think
But also, Kyler Murray has not taken a preseason snap since 2021. Maybe maybe shake it up a little, huh?
I'm not anti that, but again, I use preseason for me is about syncing an offense, syncing a defense, and finding and filling gaps. And and depending on the situation your team is, it might be more important to find and fill the gaps, or maybe Arizona's to the point where this is our offense. The continuity is there. We're only adding a bit or piece, and if that's the case, I want to see a little bit of precision, but not a lot of activity. If it looks crisp to me in practice, I don't think I need to see it against their third stringers. I really don't.
I think you're probably right. I mean, but it's one of those. It's like Joe Burrow. Well, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen you play in the preseason ever. Like maybe now would be a time to do it.
And I would be much more opposed to Burrow just because of his injury history than Kyler. And Kyler, worst case is run to the sidelines, just haul ass and get out of the way.
Right.
Where Burrow couldn't do that.
Question about the Rams. If Stafford is actually hurt, which again you think maybe it's where I don't know.
Needle.
And Jimmy G ends up hurt, what are the other options for the Rams? You mentioned Kirk Cousins. It's just,
it is a very expensive extravagance.
And as long as there's a world where Matt Stafford can come back, you can't carry both of those salaries.
No, there's no way. And we won't know until the season begins if he's going to be pupped and all those other kind of things, IR'd. I don't think that's going to get that far because this is a month away from playing. But I think their plan B better be solid. You better be really comfortable with Jimmy G.
I will give a name that I think that I could see them kicking the tires on if Garoppolo ends up not working out, is Carson Wentz.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be anti. I thought you'd throw somebody out like Gardner Minshew or something.
Well,
but,
no,
yeah.
I mean, Carson Wentz is a free agent.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be anti that. I'd have him in camp tomorrow.
And he was the emergency backup for the Rams a couple years ago, and like he had a spot start. He had 3 touchdowns. Like McVay knows him, trusts him.
It could be Nick Foles, baby. Could be the next Nick.
That is that's bargain shopping. So it's not gonna So if Stafford comes back, it's not because you're already paying. Matt Stafford's one of the best paid quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo is well paid for a backup. Like you need to find something in the bargain bin.
Yeah,
and that's where Carson Wentz would come in.
If you are very comfortable that you're just a quarterback away from a Super Bowl, you look at Kirk Cousins. But if you're not, there's no reason to get into that hell.
I would need to know. If I were looking for Kirk Cousins, I would need to know, like, I would need Matt Stafford to say, guys, I'm not playing this year. Like, or I'm retiring because I can't do this.
Yeah,
if that happened,
and if I get Matt Stafford, you tell me by week 10 I can get him healthy, I'll take a wild card in Matt Stafford than, a season with a quarterback that I'm just hoping.
Right. Pete says, in my eyes, that's the reason why NFL has so many injuries because their stars aren't playing in the preseason games.
Well, there's some belief in that. That's kind of an old school belief, but I do think that there's something about getting seasoned in the preseason, getting used to getting hit. That does help.
Yeah,
but that's kind of that's an old school belief. I don't think that's actually backed up by numbers.
I was going to say, plenty of guys who play in these preseason games get hurt too, or like if they don't get hurt in the preseason game themselves, they get hurt in the regular season games, and nobody goes, oh, well, yeah, but remember, they played in the preseason. That's why they got hurt.
No, they had an extra 100 snaps getting hit as hard as people can. That's why they're hurt.
Yeah, in the NBA, load management's a thing. The NFL, it's not. But it is a violent game. And even in preseason where guys are fighting for jobs, it's odd behavior to risk your franchise on these things.
It's hard to fathom that when we're talking about a guy like Dak Prescott, that is a $250 million entity. You got to view him like he is a warehouse. He is a product, and you don't want that to burn down. You make sure the pipes are full of water. I mean, you do the little things. Like, you just don't let him near dudes that are trying to kill him. That are trying to knock him out and try to make a team. There's too much money involved. It's just too expensive.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know that it's I'm not a doctor. I can't say that's why they're doing. I don't think it is. I think that if anything, it's probably preventing, because the last thing teams want is guys to get hurt before the season even starts.
And anybody who says this is of the old school mind that training camp was there to get in shape. You showed
That's not
up
what it's supposed
fat,
to be
and
for.
5 weeks later you're ready to play, and you needed those reps. No, that's not what this is for anymore.
No, this is, especially now that it's down to 3 games.
Thank God.
The whole goal should be to find out who's going to make your roster.
That's it. You have 2 reasons. It's talent procurement and fine tuning. That's you're either doing one or the other, and hopefully you're fine tuning and you're not filling too many gaps. But everybody has a purpose in preseason, and most of it is precision. You have to fill the gaps on the fly. You got to be ready to play week 1. And now with only 3 games, I get the idea of lots of practice snaps, but I got to have my guys healthy for 20 weeks.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of dudes. Remember Kijana Carter?
Oh man,
Kijana Carter. When you think back to what Kijana Carter was, you think, oh, that guy was a loser. He's a bum.
First play as a pro in the regular season.
No, it was preseason.
Oh, preseason.
It was like his 3rd snap,
and
bang,
gone.
Tore his
Career's
ACL.
done.
I mean,
Curtis Cena, same way.
Jamal Lewis had a big preseason injury. Michael Vick got hurt in a preseason game. I don't remember what year. I mean, it was like 02 or 03. But when Michael Vick was first starting to turn into big time Michael Vick, and those kinds of things, man.
It's gonna happen. It hadn't happened yet, but I would, by the end of the next 2 weeks, there will be a starting quarterback out for the year. The numbers tell us somebody's gonna be going down. We got 32 trying to make it. Somebody's gonna play in the preseason, and they're gonna lose them for the year. Yep. We just know by the numbers it happens.
Michael Vick was the year that he was on the cover of Madden. That's what it was.
It's the curse.
2003. Yeah, broke his fibula. Missed the first 11 games of the year. So, yeah, I'm not running my guy out there in the preseason. If that happens in a regular season game, cost of doing business.
Right.
I don't got to play him in the preseason. The record doesn't count. I ain't worried about it.
The only team that cares about preseason is Baltimore.
They seem to care a lot.
Harbaugh just wants to win football games. I don't care when.
All right, let's. You know what? We'll talk about that during the daily lines today. Certainly. So if you're wondering, there are ways to bet on the preseason, and there are guys who
the W's matter whether they get a race tonight or not.
It matters more to some than others, and one of those teams playing tonight is the Baltimore Ravens. So. All right, we'll be right back. We'll wrap up the second hour of the program here. It's Morning Huddle 94.1.
Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is waiting for you. Now, it's back to school season. It's time to kind of change everybody's schedules. You might have had an opportunity to stay home all summer with your kiddos and your most loved babies, your dogs. Now that everybody's getting back to work and school, what are you going to do with the babies now? Why don't you consider Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit? They're easy to get to, easily accessible by all of San Antonio. Just off 1604 outside 35, easy to get to, easy to get out of. And they've got all the facilities you need to take care of your dog. My experience with them has been extraordinary. I take my dogs there. We pull into the parking lot. They're excited. I show up. They've had a good time. One of the great things about going to a place that you trust to take care of your dogs is they're as excited to get there as you are. And they're not happy to leave. They've had a good time when they leave, but they go home and they rest, and they've had a good one. You get the opportunity to watch them with the video things. There's some extras there. If your dog needs a little bit of training, a little bit of help to be good at home, they've got training there. Everything you need to have your dog taken care of while you're away, whether it be on a regular basis, maybe it's a couple times a week for doggy daycare, maybe it's a long vacation that you've been waiting for the kids to get back to school so you can go enjoy some freedom. Whatever the case may be, the last worry you'll have will be with who's going to take care of your pets, because Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit will be on the job. They love your dogs as much as you do. Go to mybunkinbiscuit.com for all the details, but when it's time to head away, take your dogs to Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. They'll thank you for it. Take them over there today, and I know you'll be thanking me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have an accident 1604 northbound right as you approach Bandera Road, causing almost a 20-minute delay as you stop and go from Culebra. Now, this road work on 35 northbound, this is our heaviest delay this morning. 1604 to Olympia Parkway. Road work right lane, disabled vehicle left lane. That backup starts at Thousand Oaks, so now about 40-minute delay. That center lane is all that's open. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
American Public University offers affordable online degrees that respect your service and sacrifice. Learn more about special rates and grants available to you and your family at apu.apus.edu/military.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, there is actually football tonight.
There is. Joe Burrow is going to play. Bengals, Eagles. I can't believe I'm excited about preseason football.
I'm always excited. It's football. Cowboys get back to work in Oxnard as well.
And we'll talk Texans with John McClain at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right. I did want to talk a little lady basketball today because this happened apparently like 5 days ago, and we didn't see it. I don't know how we didn't see it.
Well, we were elsewise occupied.
This is arguably the greatest thing that's ever happened in a lady basketball game.
I was looking at other stuff.
Edwin, are you familiar with Kalia Cooper?
I've heard of her.
Okay, she's not one of your favorites, though?
No.
Okay, she plays for the Phoenix Mercury. Mm-hmm. They were playing the Washington Mystics, and Kalia Cooper's wig fell off during a play.
Is it Cooper or Copper?
Oh, Copper.
Yeah,
Kalia Copper. You're right. Kalia Copper.
And there's kind of this Bruder film of her chasing what appears to be a small animal off the field, off the court, and it's her hair.
My favorite part of this is
that she ran off the court.
With like the play is still going. She picked up her wig and ran off the court. Like,
well,
now it's 5-on-4.
What's worse? Losing your hair or crap in your pants?
Crap in your pants.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. I agree with that. She didn't have to be wheelchaired off like Mr. Pierce.
Yes.
But you did lose your hair. You might want to get some better barrettes or some better glue.
Like, you do something, like braid it in or something.
I don't know, man. That sucks, though. She come back like a bad toupee on one side of her head.
You can't. You're an athlete. This is not your first rodeo, I would assume. Like, most, there's gals who fight who just shave their heads.
Yes.
And it's like, it makes training a lot easier. You don't have to worry about things. Rose Namajunas, former champion, keeps her head shaved all the time. It's not all about the look. At some point you're a professional athlete, and pay us what we're worth. Pay us what you owe us. Maybe don't leave the floor in the middle of the game. This is the kind of stuff that guys like me, like WNBA detractors, this is what we thrive on, because this still happens. This is something you would expect to happen in like a junior high basketball game.
Well,
a gal's wig falls off, she's embarrassed, so she runs off the floor. Not when you're playing professionally at the highest level that they can aspire to.
I think there's something so much deeper that we won't ever understand. And it's not about just female. It's the culture, the identity, the history of black women's hair that we don't get. You know what I mean? There's a whole thing out there that I don't even pretend to understand, that I think that's in play here, it's funny. It is that someone's out there playing in a wig, but she ain't alone.
No,
you know what I mean?
And we all know that.
So, yeah, if you get your wig pulled off, we know you wait till your time out. Don't run off the field. That's the one thing that I think all of us have a problem with. If you'd have kicked it off the sidelines, we all would have laughed, and maybe next time out you go back in the locker room, put it back on, but you never, ever choose your hair over your team. You know what I mean? No football player would survive. I ripped my cleat or whatever it might be. My tattoo's showing wrong or whatever it is that you've done to. We wouldn't forgive that either.
No.
So this isn't anything other than your hair shouldn't be more important than the action. And at that moment, then we could start to question, what are you here for? So,
right.
If she'd have just treated it a lot like the dildo and just kicked it out of the way and kept playing, we'd have laughed at it, but we'd have carried on. But now we go, what if she's got a wig on? What about her?
No, but I mean, Listen, I'm sure there's a good majority of these gals are wearing some
More
sort
power
of.
to you, but clamp it
that's
on.
not the problem.
And realize it ain't the be all end all.
The problem is when it falls off. Okay, it fell off. Big deal. I mean, this would be akin to like LeBron's headband falling off, and he runs off the court to make sure no one sees his real hairline.
Let me tell you,
you can't do that. That's.
Manu Ginobili arrived in San Antonio with long and flowing locks. And then about 4 years into it, that little donut hole started to show up at the top, and then he would summer in Argentina, and that donut hole closed up. I don't know how that happened.
Spray paint.
It's a couvre, but, I mean, it happens to the best of us. Male, female, you're just going to have to play through it.
It is what it is, man. You cannot leave. That's the only part that, like I said, gal's hair fell off. I'm surprised that's the first time it's happened. I would assume it. In fact, it may have happened before.
Oh, it has to have.
But leaving the floor during play to go reattach it is maybe the wildest. And I would say the wildest thing ever until they threw a fan out for laughing about it.
Well, see, come
on. So we got people's hair falling off, and you're not allowed to heckle? Give me a break. But I'm telling you now, friends, between the WNBA having these dildo throwers arrested and kicking players out of arenas for heckling, there's going to be nobody at these games. You're running out of your audience. You gotta have something while Caitlyn's away to keep the audience. Dildo and Hairgate, these are the things that people care about. You can't throw people out of there for it. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, this is fans getting thrown out for heckling isn't just a WNBA thing. It has happened. And I remember there was a dude, and I'm not saying this right because it's not. I mean, I paid my ticket as long as I'm not vulgar to the point that I'm bothering fans beside you. I should be able to heckle as much as I want. I mean, this isn't a stand-up comedian. I'm not getting in the way of the performance. This is just part of it. There was a guy that was a super fan for the Washington Wizards way back in the day. He was a wealthy dude. He was like a real estate broker, and he would buy tickets behind the visiting team's bench. And he was legendary for sitting behind the Jordan Bulls years. And he would read the books out loud behind them when they would talk.
MJ's books?
Yeah. Eventually, Jordan got so mad, he had him thrown out. And it was called whatever that guy's name, they named it the rule that you can't get too close and make him too mad. Well, after a while, everybody go, well, that's silly. So they eventually got back in. But even Michael Jordan had somebody thrown out for being too annoying behind him.
Crybabies, man. This is part of the game.
It is so much part of the game. It is a necessary part of the game. I mean, let's think about it. In high school, what do we do when the football team runs out? You put that big thing on paper and we run through it, and it is the deepest dig we can come up with for the other team. I mean, you try to get to the very line. It's part of the sport.
Yes.
It is part of the sport that you have to thicken up your skin or not pay any attention to people saying the most vile, terrible things about you and your mom and your girlfriend, and you're getting ready to take free throws. It's part of the game, brother.
Big deal.
You got to get thick or outlive it or just accept the fact or whatever might have happened. But the moment you throw thin skin, the moment you start paying attention to crap like that, it's going to grow.
I'm just saying. And, I mean, it's that's the price you pay. You want to wear a wig, it falls off, that's the price you pay.
Just kick it off to the side and pin it back on later.
It's so golden. It's so – plus, imagine if I were who are they playing? The Mystics. I'd be pissed that they kicked out one of my fans for that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not – you don't have the right to say everything, but yes, I have a significant problem, and that's, that lends it to the whole woke argument, like thicken up and get tough. I mean, seriously, I can't say something about it. I watched a girl get her wig knocked off, and I can't say anything? Really?
What's crazy is this gal, Copper, is like, she's the second highest scorer on the Mercury. Like, she's a pretty good player.
Yeah. Vanity.
Oh, my gosh.
His name is woman.
Yeah, man. Imagine if your wig fell off during the show. Like, you would just keep doing the show. You wouldn't make a big deal of it. You would, right? You just carry on.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing to it.
I've seen other stuff.
Yeah, we'd fix it during the break, but you would just do the show.
Like you've seen, okay, classic example of the male issues. Remember the pole vaulter, the French pole vaulter during the Olympics, who's Johnson knocked off the pole?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a man problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we can laugh at that. He got replayed over and over. We didn't. Kind of embarrassed. Well, no, actually, I'd be very proud.
Embarrassing at all.
If my thing was able to do that. But the track star the other day that ran the 400, he was flopping around. I mean, we have our own particular issues.
Well, I mean, also you mentioned Paul Pierce crapping his pants. People made fun of him for the rest of his career for that.
Well, you
imagine kicking everybody out of the game, everybody out of a arena who jokes about that.
Mark Schlereth is known as Stink. You know why?
Because he used to
crap on the field.
Yeah, pee in the pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine kicking everybody out of the game who makes fun of guys for stuff like that. It doesn't happen here. So this goes back to, if you want to be taken seriously, you got to be serious yourself.
Thicken up, fight through it, man. That's just part of why we do these things.
Now I hope DeWanna Boner's wig never falls off. That's my biggest concern for lady basketball, is that her wig would fall off.
God forbid Caitlyn's wearing a wig.
Oh, I hope she is.
Can you imagine she's bald? She comes around a pick, somebody reaches up and pulls off, and she looks like Curly.
That would be the best thing that's ever happened.
Please, I mean, we can dream. Can't
Please, baby Jesus in the sky. But I don't think she is.
That wig isn't good enough.
What? I mean, Angel Reese, one of her eyelashes has fallen off in a game, right?
I hope.
They had to.
Did it fly away?
I mean, those things, it's like, it looks like she's got owls on each one of her eyes. At one point, one of them had to have fallen off. I'm sure she didn't, run off the court and be like, oh, my God, people thought these were my real eyelashes. When I saw Kalia Copper's wig fall off, it's not like I was like, she's bald under there?
That poor
what? Girl. Okay, that's not surprising. Big deal. What are we doing? Now, if
I hope she gets some endorsement opportunities. There's some kind of wig fix.
I think what it needs to be is
some kind of glue. She can now do the spots for.
But that is, the idea of that you would just not call timeout, just pick it up and run off the floor in the middle of the game is honestly anytime you come to me now, if I'm the owner and I want these guys are like, hey, I want to get paid. This is the video I'm playing. Hey, until this stuff stops, we're paying you guys $50K a year. That's it. Good luck.
Timeout.
Y'all better fix this.
I seem to have lost one of my players. Timeout. I don't know. Did anybody see what happened to Kalia?
Coach, you don't have the ball. You can't call timeout.
I wasn't paying attention, but I've only got 4 on the court. What happened?
You can only call timeout with possession,
and there
Coach.
Seems to be some kind of rodent over here in the corner. Can we stop the game? There's an animal down. Oh, wait.
There's a pelt of some kind that seems to have been left here.
Some kind of nutria just ran onto the court. Time out.
I'm surprised people aren't throwing wigs on the floor right now.
We're idea guys.
I'm not giving that idea out.
We're just here to help. But I think a wig should land on the court in the next 48 hours someplace.
If a wig did land on the floor, I think we'd know why. That's all I'm saying.
For 10 rebounds, we throw wigs.
That's all I'm saying is people might understand why.
You got coppered.
I wonder if Kelsey Plum's wearing a wig. She always has her hair so tight.
It's tight. It probably is painted.
I feel like it does look almost like painted. It's got to hurt to wear it like that. But yeah, I know I know that's an old story. I don't care. I had to bring it up because I was unaware of it until yesterday. And now I don't know how this wasn't like the lead on SportsCenter or the front page of.
I think at the end of the day, they didn't have good enough film. Because the best we saw, we had to really, you could see it hit the floor, but it was kind of Zapruder film.
They have to have better than that.
The best I've seen is that one angle. I haven't seen a better angle than that one.
They've got a better angle. They've got a better angle.
It's another conspiracy. Sure. It goes all the way to the top. You can't let them see that.
Honestly, I'm surprised somebody hasn't pulled a wig off of somebody else on purpose. Like, it's like, she's running by me. you ain't going to make
If
it.
I know now that if I pull her hair off, she's going to run off the court, it might happen again. I'm
You
just
ain't lying.
saying. If at some point I know
my finger
I can
accidentally
force,
got caught up in it.
Just saying, sometimes wigs get pulled off their heads. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
All right.
Found a weakness.
We're halfway there on a small Friday. We'll talk about the AFC South coming up in the 8 o'clock hour.
That won't take long.
Oh, boy. But the Texans, we'll see what's going on at their camp as well. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to get into the meat of our morning rush hour, we're starting to slow down. 410 northbound, Lakeside Parkway up to Fredericksburg Road, almost a 15-minute commute. About 15 minutes on 35 northbound, Weidner to Solms. On a 1604 northbound between Culebra on over to Braun, about a 10-minute ride. On I-10 westbound, that off-ramp to Zool Road, we've got some road work. The exit ramp is blocked, and road work continues on 35 southbound. That off-ramp to Bamsey is blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Rising hot! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. San Antonio Sports Center.
The NFL is back tonight as we have 3 preseason games on the schedule. Starting at 6 o'clock, the Colts and Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes are battling it out for the QB1 job in Indy. At 6:30, the Bengals head to Philly to take on the Eagles as Joe Burrow is going to play tonight. Cincinnati attempts to avoid their normal slow starts this season. Finally, at 9 o'clock, we have the Las Vegas Raiders with new head coach Pete Carroll as he returns to Seattle, the scene of the crime. The new-look Raiders take on the Seahawks. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, right in. Good morning, everybody. 8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How we doing out there? Happy Thursday. Everybody thrilled. NFL preseason getting underway tonight. Not just the Hall of Fame. I don't even count the Hall of Fame game. It's a, especially because there's only one. It's like it's supposed to be once you pop, you can't stop. But then you pop and you're just like, oh, okay, that was very unsatisfying, eating that one Pringle.
Well, yeah. And it's also an 8-hour-long game.
Yeah. No one wants that. We want real football, and we're not getting that tonight, but we're getting as close as we can to it, and then we'll get more tomorrow and more Saturday and more Sunday, and then next weekend, college football.
I can tell you this. We're a year into that, or we're several years into the modified kickoff strategies and all that. It's such a letdown I was so excited for the football game and didn't get to see it live, but I recorded it. And you turn it on and the pageantry of the NFL's here. Let's line up for the kick. And then the weird kickoff hits again. Where everybody, let's kick, let's watch it fly through the air. The game's supposed to start. It's in the air. He's going to catch. Oh, let's get on the 35. Now let's start.
It is kind of weird. Even
maybe open kickoff. Let's do one opening kickoff. Like, we only do the real kickoff to start the game, and then we can do that stupid let's stay safe stuff later. But it's such a stumble out of the block. Like, let's play football. All right.
When we were when we were in Oxnard, like, seeing them do special teams drills is so weird now.
It looks like a drill and not a play.
It really does. It doesn't look like that's how they would really do it. It looks like something you would only do in training camp, but no.
I say we start the halves with a real kickoff, just like it feels like a beginning, and then we can do the weird stuff afterward. Yeah. It's such a letdown. Like, all right, let's play.
Yeah.
Kick. Wait for it.
Wait.
I hope he doesn't fair catch. Don't. Oh, let's go.
Yep.
Eventually, I'll get used to it.
All right, let's take a look at the AFC South and what is going on there. We'll start with the odds. The Houston Texans are plus 110. They are your favorites to win the AFC South.
Don't you think they should be a bigger favorite? I mean, you don't have to be that good.
They weren't that good.
It's the term I want to use, I'm not allowed, but it's the tallest short person in the room is going to win this thing.
Jags plus 290, Colts plus 370, Titans plus 600. So, I mean, plus 110 is still a pretty comfortable favorite.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it is weird that, let's see, the only teams where the favorite is plus money is Houston in the AFC South, San Francisco in the NFC West, and Detroit in the NFC North. Detroit's plus 155. And it makes sense because those are competitive divisions.
Very. Photo negatives even of the AFC South, especially the NFC North.
I'm a little surprised that the Ravens are the Ravens are minus 165 to win their division.
Like we said, most talented team in football, man.
Yeah, but I mean, Joe Burrow does exist, and you never know.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh never seems to have a losing record. But yeah, that's the Texans plus 110 to win that division.
Gosh,
and
don't you look at them and go, if you would just have half a team, you should win 10 games in that. You just have to have half a team.
Yeah. The problem is their offense has been bad. And as good as C.J. Stroud can be, this is a disaster offensive line. They allowed 54 sacks last season. And let's tell the dirty truth here. I think C.J. Stroud is very good. I think C.J. Stroud has a lot of potential. I was not surprised that C.J. Stroud regressed last year from year one because that's just what happens. I don't think that it means like C.J. Stroud's no good. He is. But not all of those 54 sacks were because of the offensive line. C.J. Stroud is a
throw the
ball holder.
Throw the ball. Yes.
So what do the Texans do in the offseason? They move on from their best offensive linemen.
Efforts. Yes, well, their priorities were elsewhere, kind of like Cincinnati on defense. We have other issues.
Our offensive line sucks. All right, who's the best one? Well, Tunsil's probably our best guy. Trade him. Get him out of here.
It's a bad seed. We're paying him too much. He's the tall flower.
Now, I will say I get why they did it, and I understand DeMeco Ryans wanting particularly the offensive line to have like a culture to it, and he does not like he didn't like what Laramie Tunsil was being as a leader. We're hearing a lot about that here with the Cowboys. But there is still an undeniable fact that your offensive line was already bad, and now your best offensive lineman you just sent packing. I think the Texans, can they win the division? Yeah.
They better.
They probably can. But I mean, does anybody think of the Texans as like an AFC contender?
No, because they hope for one playoff win. Yeah. That's the highest and best expectation.
Because the holes that they have are just so glaring. And I've seen some of their stuff from practice or their training camp, and I understand that Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are
really good.
That's an elite pass rush group. But what I saw was them absolutely humiliate that offensive line early on.
I'm afraid they're committing the most fundamental of all professional football sins, and is that is not protecting and doing everything possible in the first 3 years of your quarterback to get him safe and protected. It seems to me that's the first thing you do. Once you know you have a quarterback that can get you for the next decade, you got to do everything you can. The first thing you buy is a line. And the second thing you buy is the line. And then you start thinking about receivers and backs. But you got to make sure he's safe, man. And look at all the quarterbacks that have just been ruined, not because they weren't good. They just couldn't stay upright.
Yeah. And I think the Texans are I think the Texans might be like elite on defense. I think the Texans defense is incredible. But I do think their offense is going to be limited just because of the fact that they can't. They're bad on that offensive line, and I don't care what kind of running backs you've got. I don't care what kind of wide receivers you have. You've got a quarterback who. This is another hard truth. Texans fans don't like hearing this, but it's true. C.J. Stroud is not a mobile quarterback. C.J. Stroud is, I know some of you out there are saying, well, He looks fast.
Well, his rookie year, he was running for his life, and he managed to complete a lot of miracle passes, but he was running for his life.
He is not a running quarterback. He is not a fast quarterback.
Well, he's more mobile than half the quarterbacks, but he is not a mobile quarterback.
I don't know if he's more mobile than he's more mobile than Matt Stafford.
And Stafford, and the statue quarterbacks, he's faster. He's more mobile than Herbert.
No, he's not.
Oh,
no
yeah,
way.
He is. Yeah, he is.
No way.
He's more mobile than he is. Herbert's a statue.
No,
man.
he's not.
Well, the game plan is for him to be a statue. I disagree with that one. I think Stroud's a little bit more active, but he's not a running quarterback, but he can run. He's not Josh Allen, but he can turn a corner.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. But when you've got a guy who can't run and can't stay upright because he's getting hammered on.
That's the fear, and I don't want you running because the end of that is you're going to get hit no matter what, unless you're running out of bounds, and that's not a good outcome either. I want 3-step quick. Let's go. I mean, you're thinking you got 3 progressions. If that ain't it, throw it out of bounds or take a knee. I don't want you getting hit, man, because we saw what happened last year. When you wore down, you got beat up.
Yeah.
And you started thinking and throwing interceptions.
And if that's the case, if he's beat up, the Texans aren't going anywhere.
No,
that's
the good news is they're in the weakest of all the divisions. You don't got to be that good.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Through 2 years, C.J. Stroud has 400 rushing yards.
Oh. That includes sacks, though. That decreases the running yards.
Justin Herbert had 300 last year alone.
But he doesn't get sacked.
No.
I mean, Harbaugh's got an offense that's very different than what Stroud's playing in. But Stroud, he's not a statue.
He's not, but I think he's about league average.
Yeah, he's faster than half the quarterbacks, but he's not a runner.
Because, I think, to me, Baker Mayfield, to me, is the epitome of a guy
scrambler.
Who's not fast, but he is able to get out and move a little bit.
But he moves not to gain yards. He moves to get open to throw the ball, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
He's not moving to run. He's moving to get a passing lane. Where Stroud, I think he's gotten to the point after last year was once he's moving, he's got to run. I mean, those passes were not ending the way they were his rookie year.
What does Madden say? We looked at this yesterday. What's C.J. Stroud's speed rating?
The truest reflection of athletes is your Madden.
He is an 82
in running,
in speed.
What would they have scrambling? Do we have separation?
I don't see that.
Where is it?
No. So to put that into perspective, Joe Burrow's an 84. Patrick Mahomes is an 85. Matt Stafford's a 78. Like I said, faster than Matt Stafford. Baker Mayfield's an 86.
That's
Jared Goff is a 74.
Statue.
Tua is an 83. Dak's an 84. Dak's faster than C.J. Stroud, they say. That's bad. That's real bad.
I don't think that's speed.
And Justin Herbert's an 86.
Is that just off their 40?
I don't know. That's like their top speed.
I think
on
that's
Madden.
escapability. I don't think that's running.
No, that's just speed is that's their high end. What the fastest they can get to
there's
is
another stat with escapability that's hidden in the bigger numbers.
Agility, I think.
I think they have something hidden in there.
But yeah,
if you're not faster than Dak Prescott, who's running on a leg and a half,
just saying, that's the reality of things here.
Which is another conversation that at some point we're going to have. I don't know when we're going to talk about it. It might be after week 1, after we see Dak have to move out of the pocket, and everybody in the world is going to see what I saw at camp. Like, this dude's running with a limp, man.
Yeah. I told you, I saw him get down on a knee to take a picture, and he was like, "Ooh, hold on," and then he switched knees and went down, and that was first day in pads, and I was like, "Uh-oh. There's something going on here."
So until we have to, we're not talking about it because there's Micah. But the fact is, if we hadn't had all that and people that saw at least the first week of practice, well, your quarterback's got a limp.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's permanent, but it doesn't look fluid.
No. But I fully believe the Texans are the class of the AFC South. It's hard to and it's not because I think they're so great. It's just hard to pick anyone else.
Well, I can say this: they're not a great team. They're a good team, and if I'm a Texans fan, and all I expect is improvement, but you've got one more year of improvement, but we're going to have to see some output here by year 3 with CJ. And if you don't get it, because the money's going to have to pour his way.
I mean, he had one of the best
rookie year. He had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, and he's only had one since.
Go back
he was about league average last year.
But what made that rookie year phenomenal was a series of remarkable third down conversions.
Yes.
And
it
those
did feel
were
like
gone
a lot of fool's gold,
last year. So we're going to have to see some improvement. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback and he's not the Texans quarterback for the next 6 years. I'm looking at coaching staff. You've got a 4-year, every team's got a 4-year plan. Yeah. By the end of your 4-year quarterback run, you better be in a good place to win some football games, because look at what just happened to San Francisco. Those guys that you rely on, they're all going to leave because they're going to get a raise.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think they are the class of the AFC South. I don't think they're even in the discussion for
playoff win.
Yeah. I don't think they're that. I shouldn't say that. They could win. They won a playoff game last year. They beat the Chargers last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, they have to. They better be there.
But I don't think of them as a team that has a chance to win the AFC. No matter what.
And they shouldn't. That would be foolish. But they better be closer to it at the end of this year by far than they were at the end of last year. There better be some growth. Or I think you start looking at staff. You look at offense. You're looking at defense. It might not be the players. It might be the coaches.
Yeah. I will say this. I mean, when they played Buffalo last year, they shut Josh Allen down. Like, defensively, there is a lot of talent on that team, and it kind of goes under talked about because the name brand isn't, it's not as hyped as some of these other guys. The defense is real, though, man. They are legit. It's just the one place you can. It's really hard to be good at football if your offensive line is atrocious. And the Texans' offensive line is atrocious.
The cardinal rule, protect that guy, man, or you'll pay the price eventually.
Because as good as Nico Collins is, as good as, and I don't even know how good the Texans' running backs are anymore. I don't know what Joe Mixon is at this point. I don't know what Nick Chubb is at this point.
Well, lower your expectations with that line.
They've got good names, but it's hard to imagine them doing anything when that's the offensive line they're running behind. But regardless, they should win the AFC South. We'll talk about their competition coming up on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rising hot! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
So we do a giveaway at GiveMeTheVin.com. Every month we're giving away $25,000 to one lucky person that sells us their car. Karen, you there?
I'm here.
Karen Gardner of Oceanside, California is the latest winner in GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway.
What did you sell us?
I sold you a 95 Impala.
And what did we pay you for it?
You guys gave me 18.
18 plus 25,000 because you're the winner, Karen.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
You could be next to get a little more, maybe a lot more.
You guys are awesome. Keep it up.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell us your car.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit. For just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1. So you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I didn't realize we had so many Texans fans on the Brigade Bar. A lot of them. Some of them are drunk, like Art. It's an early morning drinker. Texans greater than Chiefs this year. Okay.
You know, Pledge is a Texans through and through. But he's an honest Texans fan. I don't think he's delusional.
Well, that's good.
I mean, every Texans fan is slightly delusional, but every Cowboys fan is even more so. So I know what it looks like.
I mean, listen, I worked in Houston for long enough to see this is the year. Okay.
They're as close as the Cowboys.
They're probably closer than the Cowboys.
Well, I mean,
I
say
a
they're
more direct path to the
they're
the
closer
playoffs.
because they got a better division to play in. But as far as talent, they're pretty close. Pretty close.
I will say, I mean, if you can make the Cowboys, or if you can make the playoffs and you're the Cowboys, you've got a chance because the NFC
you had to fight through it. Yeah,
the NFC is. It feels like it's a Saquon or a Jalen Hurts injury away from being just a wide open field.
Yeah, but to get there, you would have had to go through two pretty good and getting better. One really good team and another team getting better just to get out of your own division. But I feel like the Texans can fall ass backwards into the playoffs just by playing their
winning in the
schedule.
Playoffs, beating.
Oh no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Justin Herbert last year. They would have had to beat Herbert, Mahomes, and Allen to get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's the gauntlet. No, I'm not calling the Texans extraordinarily delusional, but they tend to be overly optimistic.
Yeah, I think so. But listen, man, I'm a realist about football. Like, even being a Bills fan, I told myself watching that Hard Knocks, I was like, I'm not going to let myself
get caught up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this. I know I know how this story ends. I know what happens at the end of the year. I know what the Chiefs do to the Bills in the last game. I know how this whole story is going to go.
Well, the good news is, like Manning, eventually it happens. Eventually, if you're with them long enough, it'll happen. You just hope it's this year.
And then the Bills will find a way to lose in the Super Bowl.
I look at
don't try to give me false hope.
I'm just saying, Josh Allen and Manning.
I've accepted it.
You just kind of go. Eventually, if you just hang around, eventually it'll happen. And been pretty good at hanging around.
There are a lot of people who do the comps with, Brady and Mahomes get so many comps because they're so great in the playoffs. And there's a lot of people who comp guys like Josh Allen and Joe Burrow to Peyton Manning, guys who put up huge regular season numbers but just haven't been able to get over the hump.
It took a minute. They had to deal with Jordan on the other side. Eventually, you're not going to have to deal with that.
We'll see. And then, let's see, where was it? Where's the J-Rod. Ursery's a standout lineman. He's a rookie. I mean, who knows?
He better be. I mean, there's a reason.
I mean, they hope he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if that guy can play. He's a college football. He's a college kid. We'll find out. Josh says AJ is not delusional Bills fan, but still thinks they're the class of the AFC. Okay, Bubba. No, I don't think they're the class of the AFC. I think they're the class of the AFC East. I think that's pretty easy to say. But until they actually go do it, no, they're not the class of the AFC. That's been proven on the field year after year that Josh has not been able to beat the Chiefs. So until he does, until further notice.
Well, I think you just defined it. Josh hasn't been able to beat anybody, but the Bills are going to have to be the team. I mean, they're going to have a team. Josh can't do it alone. And hopefully the people have caught up to him. He's the MVP. He's the best player in the league. But it's not enough to beat a great football team.
Not.
It's just not.
And that's the problem. So, no, the Bills are not the class of the AFC, Bubba.
But they're as close as they've ever been.
They feel like they're knocking on the door. They're in the discussion. But
Baltimore's solid, and we could keep counting.
The discussion is it's a tough discussion to be in. It really is. All right, sticking in the AFC South, though, what are the Jags are your second favorite, and they seem to be the most realistic threat to the Texans. And I said, because you asked me like who I thought, and during one of the breaks I said the Jags because they're the one team that has a quarterback who I could see doing anything. Trevor Lawrence, to me, is the baseline quarterback in the NFL. Like
the Mendoza line?
Yes. If you have a quarterback worse than Trevor Lawrence, you suck. If you have a quarterback better than Trevor Lawrence, you probably have a chance to do something. If you have Trevor Lawrence, you're the Jacksonville Jags. You are just a league average team. The question will be this Liam Cohen, who is, a quarterback whisperer. Listen, your boy Baker Mayfield talks about him like he's some kind of wizard. If he can get as much out of Trevor as he could out of Baker, maybe we're talking about something here. But the guy's got to stay on the field, and he's got to start earning his money. Because the one thing you can't afford in the NFL today is to pay a quarterback and have him not be what you paid for.
And here we sit. So he's got the money. He is now a legitimate professional football player. There's nothing that he could come out and should not have seen. Their offensive line, it ain't great, but it's average. They gave him another tool to play with in Travis Hunter.
We think.
I do.
I don't know.
I know he's a good wide receiver. I'm comfortable in saying the guy, if given the opportunity, will catch a football. I don't have any. I have enough to rely on that. Is Brian Thomas Jr. enough?
I think he's the real deal. That's why I think that's what when they drafted Hunter, my initial thought was they're going to focus him on defense because they have a number one wide receiver. I really do think Brian Thomas is going to be legit.
And Cephas can play. He has everything. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that have a little bit more skill, but don't have the guys around him. I don't think Etienne is great, but Bigsby might be. I think he's got enough around for Jacksonville to be competitive. And if it doesn't happen this year, it's time to look again. It's time to start. I'm not saying get rid of your quarterback, but you better have his backup, his next on your roster, at least the next attempt next year.
Yeah, that's the tough thing for Jacksonville is they're in a very similar situation to Dallas. They've paid a guy, and even if you already know he's not the guy, well, you're stuck with him for a little bit.
You're going to have to draft the dude that's going to be ready in 2 or 3 years because I think you will know what Trevor is by the end of this year, and either the future is set or it's time to move on.
The Colts also have massive questions at quarterback, and I guess who's your starting quarterback is the question that is the first question anybody's going to ask on if you're a serious football team or not. Like, okay, if you say who's good, I say, well, who's your starting quarterback? If you tell me a name that is like you tell me Joe Burrow, I say you got a chance. If you tell me Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, I'm certainly not excited. I don't know if, and that's the fact that they don't know who it's going to be at this point is a little concerning because if you've got two, it means you don't have one.
Well, we know who Daniel Jones is. Nobody we know who he is.
Yeah.
There's no surprise there. Do we know who Richardson is? Do we know anything other than massive physical presence, but he can't even stay healthy.
Can't stay healthy.
And he quit.
He threw he's like a 47% passer.
Well,
that's a crazy number in the NFL.
What are we doing here? Why is there even a question? Obviously, your future quarterback is not on your roster. Neither one of these guys is long-term. I can't imagine that Anthony Richardson will ever be anything than a passing dalliance. That we should have, but he couldn't stay healthy, and he had some upstairs. He wasn't fully into it. Remember, he pulled himself out of a game. For whatever purpose, things have gone south. Either you think he's the future and you play him, or he ain't, and Danny Dimes is just a placeholder. He is a toothpick in a book. I mean, we're looking for the next, and what are we doing here?
I think Anthony Richardson played 15 games in his NFL career. You have to see. You have to
either
learn.
He is the future or move on. What are we doing here?
To me, the idea that Daniel Jones, if you're starting Daniel Jones,
you're moving on.
You've already given up on Anthony Richardson, and you might as well draft somebody because Daniel Jones is not your long-term answer, and clearly Anthony Richardson is it. But Anthony Richardson still has enough unscratched lottery potential that I would want to know if I were them.
So if we know, start him. What are we doing here? Find out, and I think you're going to find out that he ain't, but you got to play him.
I agree. I think you probably will find that out, but
I know who Danny Dimes is. There's no reason to play this guy. I would have him, you know what, I'll sign him to a long-term deal. You'll be my backup for the next 8 years. But I don't think you're ever going to be my starter. Ever.
Yeah. The weird thing is to me, if you're in a can't-win situation here. The Colts need to play Anthony Richardson in preseason games. Like, Anthony Richardson needs real reps. Also, Anthony Richardson can't stay healthy. So you've got to put a guy in a game that doesn't matter and take risks with him in a game that doesn't matter. That's not ideal, but it feels like you have to do it because I need to know more about Anthony Richardson.
He's also shown me he does not respond very well to negative stuff. No. And he doesn't respond well. And it's about himself. I think he's so hard on himself that he expects so much of himself that once things go really hard, he can't get out of it. I've not seen a young kid pull himself out of a game like that. That's very concerning to me.
Although all I've read out of Indianapolis is that neither one of these guys are playing worth a damn. Like, it's
shocking.
Yeah, it's bad.
The sad thing is, if you look at the rest of their roster, they've got a modicum of talent in a lot of different places, just nothing to really set themselves up for any kind of success.
Yeah. And Richardson asking his way out of the game, I remember being just shocked that happened. But I also think the way they were using him at that point, where basically he was just running the football,
I'm not blaming him, but I know that his psycho defenses aren't strong.
No.
So I got to make sure that I treat him I can't have him losing football games in preseason and start thinking negative again.
Anthony Richardson doesn't have what we call the Mamba mentality.
Something akin to that. So I have to monitor. Well, think about it. You got to monitor him physically because he's got physical issues that you got to worry about. And then I got to make sure that mentally he's with me. And, all of that means he's got to see a fair amount of success. And if I feel like he can see that in preseason, I'm playing him. But if I don't, no.
What do you think of Shane Steichen as a coach? He's
got a little bit of Stefanski there. I think he's been dealt a very difficult hand, but he also knew what he was getting into.
It's funny, when they hired him, I was like, man, they got a good coach there. I was pretty excited for Shane Steichen, and
it's not X's and O's, it's Jimmy's and Joe's.
It has not been easy, man. And I say that the dude's. He's a 500 coach right now in the NFL.
And that's a testament considering the team he's coached. So I don't have doubts, but I will say this. Sometimes it just didn't fit. And I think we might be getting to a period where by the time they get the quarterback in place and all that, he will be washed up, used up, and have to move on.
Yep. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Tennessee Titans and see if there's any hope for young Cam Ward. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go pull, if you're at home, grab a glass, go to your sink, and pull yourself a nice, long drink of cold water coming out of the faucet. You see anything floating around? See anything that you might not necessarily want to drink? If you see anything cloudy, if it ain't crystal clear, you do not have a Connecticut. If you look down at your dog dish and there's some white powder down at the bottom, you don't have a Kinetico. You know why I know that? Because that stuff would not be there. I don't deal with that. You shouldn't either. Do your whites solely go gray after a period of time? That's your water. If you got a Kinetico, no longer a concern. I don't have that worry. Why should you? If you had a Kinetico, you wouldn't. And right now, there's been no better time to get a Kinetico water treatment system. You know why? Because, first of all, they're willing to give you some money on that water softener that doesn't even work for you, up to $400. With approved credit, 12 months, no money down. They'll get it taken care of. Right now, you call them at 656 Pure for the next 90 days if you're already plumbed for a system. They're going to put one in so you can find out exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is get yourself a Kinetico. Whether you're in a new house, an old house, you're tired of dealing with that kind of water stuff on your refrigerator, probably had to buy a new one recently, not because it was worn out, because it wouldn't make any more ice. Those pipes were all clogged up. That's what a Kinetico does. It continues to save you money long after it's been put in your home because it protects those appliances. It protects those pipes. It protects all the things you hold dear and the most important investment in your life, your home. Call them now. 656 Pure is the number. You need more details for all these great deals? Of course you do. It's at KineticoSA.com. Listen close. Us old San Antonians, we've known for a long time there is no better water treatment system than a Kinetico. Call them today, and I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're definitely showing delays as we get into our morning rush hour. On 35 northbound Weidner to Solms Road, that's a 15-minute ride. Should take you about 10 minutes on 410 northbound from Lakeside Parkway on up to Fredericksburg Road. 1604, we're also a bit sluggish northbound Culebra to Braun, and downtown 35 upper level northbound Laredo Street, getting reports of a stall. It's blocking the median right there in the construction zone. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry. This Once you've conquered the course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco. Or burrito. Or both. Try Taco Bell's new crispy chicken taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Contact store for availability.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Having a tough time paying your bills? Learn how to reduce your credit card debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call the Debt Helpline now for free advice. 800-329-9912. 800-329-9912.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment? What would it take for me to live a long and healthy life?
What would it take to have a breakthrough?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Research to discover more effective treatments for the 1 in 285 children in the U.S. who will be diagnosed with cancer. What would it take to make hope bigger than heartbreak? Go to childrenscancer.org to find out. Children's Cancer Research Fund is a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer. We understand the complexity of the landscape and know how your support will have the strongest impact. Go to childrenscancer.org today. That's childrenscancer.org. Together, we can do this.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Love Lost is here to help. Love Lost is a free, easy-to-use database utilizing photo matching technology to search participating shelter partners and social platforms to bring pets home. Simply upload a photo to report a lost or found pet to the largest free lost and found database, or pre-register your pet today so you're ready if the unthinkable happens. With over 100,000 reunions and counting, Love Lost unites communities through technology to make a difference. Let's unite to reunite, because every pet deserves a lifetime of love. Visit lovelost.org and register today.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with
All right, 8:42 on the Morning Huddle here. We're talking some football, prepping for the season. Talking AFC South. We've talked
We probably spent entirely too much time on the worst division in football.
It's the
I
NFL.
mean, I know the Texans are close, but
it's still the NFL.
In December, we ain't going to be talking a whole lot about what's going on.
Probably not. Probably not. We probably won't be talking about the Tennessee Titans in December.
We won't have my man Levis to kick around anymore.
No, and that to me is detrimental to the Titans. First of all, I always thought Will Levis stunk.
I did not.
I am not a Cam Ward truther.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend I have any concept. I know that he has been successful at everything he has tried. So I hope for the best. But, he's coming to it with a limited array of his offense has not been pro-level offenses. He's thrown the ball a lot, but it's been from shotgun and a lot of things that may or may not translate. We're going to see.
I will say when I see a quarterback go out and throw sidearm, I'm generally not thrilled
the best
about that.
possible. But again, it's a modern league. I'm withholding judgment. I know he's I watched him in Incarnate Word. We saw what was going on at Washington State. We saw Miami. He's been successful at every time he's leveled up. He's been fine. So I'm going to withhold judgment, but I do think that Levis was far more prepared to come and be a professional football player without the same kind of athletic ability.
I will say I think I hope Cam Ward does well. First of all, he's got San Antonio ties. He's got ties to like where I grew up,
he's South
like the
Texas
little town in southeast Texas where I grew up. I want him to do well. I just don't know if I buy it.
Tough environment.
That said, I think having some sort of a measuring stick would have been good for him this preseason. Like having Will Levis, like having a quarterback competition would have been a good thing for Cam Ward. And now not even having that, the Titans are just saying, well, ready or not.
And they don't even have an old dude in the room.
You're in. That sucks because that means there's no There's no lumps to be avoided. If there's lumps, you're going to be the one taking them. And I don't think that Cam Ward is C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels. I don't think he is a guy who is ready to come in and just take over the league.
What was that kid from Liberty? We
Malik,
talked about him
Malik
yesterday.
Willis. I hope Cam Ward's better than him.
Well, I mean, they remind me very much of highly productive in college, but, this is a different world. And I have no reason to think Malik Willis in a different situation might have been great. I don't know. But I just feels like when you're coming into the season and you're throwing – I mean, you got names that you recognize, but there's some old guys in the room.
This is a bad football team. This is a talent-bereft football team.
Tony Pollard at running back, Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. If this was 10 years ago, this might be really fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be rough. The alternatives are Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle, who aren't really alternatives. It's going to be a long season, I think, for the Tennessee Titans. And I thought the Titans made a mistake hiring Brian Callahan last year. I don't think Brian Callahan's a good coach.
Not a fan. He's ruined several teams over the last 15 years.
We'll see. He's a young dude. I think Brian Callahan's probably a fine coordinator. I don't see Brian Callahan as a good NFL coach. The Titans are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year if Cam Ward is not some sort of miracle worker. It's always a possibility. We've seen it done the last 2 years. We've seen a quarterback come out and shock the world. I think that's where it stops. I don't think it happens 3 years in a row.
Yeah, like you were saying, Bo Nix found some footing. It's all about location and comfort level, but I just don't think it's going to be that easy this year.
No.
And the sad thing
Bo
is,
Nix is also, I mean, not like Cam Ward's young, but Bo Nix is like a 26-year-old man. Like, it's different.
And we're not going to see them. The Titans, they're going to be – the only time I'm going to see the Titans is if I actively go seek them out or when they're scoring on the red zone. They're not going to be anywhere near my TV set. So they're going to be working in silence, and I'm going to be living off the numbers I see in the highlights, and I don't expect to see much.
Well, I expect it's going to be rough sledding. Josh says Tennessee has a defense, though, except – They really don't. They gave up more points than anybody in the AFC last year. Like, they're bad everywhere. This is a bad football team.
Well, they fired the coach. Well, they didn't fire him, but Vrabel gone. It's the first of the next plan, and this is a 4-year plan. So they're so far away.
Year one was 3-14.
Yeah. Well, it's year
hard.
one?
Last year was year one.
Well,
I mean, for the coach.
Well, I'm talking about quarterback. So with new quarterback, year one. You got a 4-year program. It's just a long way between here and there. At least they're going to be a little bit more exciting. They're not going to be dull.
Well, you know what? At least, there's the possibility that Cam Ward, there's the hope. Hope springs eternal, they say. That's the Hard Knocks line. Hope springs eternal. But I don't know. I mean, Cam Ward could be Jaden Daniels from last year, and I still don't know that's good enough to make Tennessee a playoff team.
No, not even close.
They're just so bad. And like you said, you mentioned some of those names like Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard.
So they have guys that know
these
what
are guys who,
winning looks like, but I'm not sure how much they can affect this team.
Oh, I remember when that guy was good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those. I remember when that guy was good, but it's bad, and the coaching is bad. This is a disaster situation. So I feel bad for Cam Ward because I don't know if. First of all, I remember I told you I don't like any of the quarterbacks in this draft class. I don't think there was one guy who was like, ooh, I would love to get my hands on him. I don't know who you could draft and put in this situation and find success.
No one. And the sad thing is
John Elway would have struggled with this.
25 years ago, you bring in a Cam, you're not even going to see him for 3 years. You knew that, he might be the fix, but right now I'm going to see the old dude get the crap beat out of him for the next year and a half. So, no, he's going to be thrown into the devil's den, and it's just going to get ugly. And we just hope mentally he can just stay above water until they can get some help around. And numbers have shown us year in and year out that the percentages tell us he won't.
Yeah. Raymond, who is also drunk Titan fan, I assume. Cam Ward comp is Joe Burrow.
Okay. We'd like that. Is that when Joe Burrow played at Bo Diddley Tech before he transferred to Ohio State then LSU?
I was going to go with Brett Saberhagen because they've got the same release point, like that kind of three-quarter. Like I don't know. No, I think that and this is I don't know how this is gonna sound bad, but when I say this in a nice way. Cam Ward, to me, reminds me a lot of Sam Darnold coming out of USC. The problem for Sam Darnold was Sam Darnold went to NFL hell.
Yeah,
and Cam Ward is headed directly into that fire.
The numbers tell us that no matter how good you were, you just ain't good enough to lift this thing out of anything other than horribleness to badness.
So there's a real possibility that Cam Ward can get his ass kicked for 4 years and find success still in the NFL somewhere else. Like I think that's probably the best thing I can say. I just can't picture a world where Cam Ward has success in Tennessee.
They're so far away. But, the comparisons might not be exact, but there's certainly the locale is. He could be McNair. If he can just survive and they can get him a little bit of help, he could rally this team around. But we're not going to watch it happen this year. It's just there's a long way away. Long way away.
That's McNair comps.
Well, I'm just talking about the locale and the guy who brought this team into something worthy of attention.
Yeah,
and he did.
Well, I don't have high hopes for him. Unfortunately, I don't have high hopes for him. But crazier things have happened.
Well, every year we have one guy pop up out of nowhere. He could be the dude, like you talked about Jaden. I mean, it could. It's possible.
Crazier things have happened.
C.J. Stroud impressed his rookie year, too, so it could happen.
Yeah, it could, should, all those things. And he says, Cam won everywhere he went. Incarnate Word, Washington State. No, he hasn't. Washington State was like a 5-win team when he was there.
He was successful. You should put it that way. He's been. Yeah. I mean, he got the raise, and he went to a bigger, better school. But yeah, he has been successful everywhere he landed, and that. You know what? That's why you drafted him number one.
To say they won, though, that's just wrong.
He was
it's outright wrong.
Every time he leveled up from high school to college to his next school, he was more than adequate to the task. Incarnate Word, he was the best guy on the field. When he went to Washington State, he was the best guy on the field. Went to Miami, he was the best guy on the field. So I have no reason to think that he won't continue to improve, but he's still got a long way to go.
Raymond says Tennessee will be 9-8 or 8-9.
Dude, that's probably a wishful thinking. There's 4 wins in that team.
That is wishful. Does not begin to 9 wins. If you think the Titans can win 9 games, you can get 3-1 on your money.
Yeah, 3-1. They got 4 wins. They'll fall ass backwards in.
Their win total is set at 6.
See, I wouldn't even give them that.
I don't think I'd give them that either. I'd have to take a better look at their schedule. But well, I mean, you listen. They are in the AFC South.
They get 3 gimmies. 3 roadies that they should take.
You should be able to at least compete in, but they start the season Broncos, Rams, Colts, Texans, Cardinals.
There's 1 win in there someplace.
They've got Raiders, Patriots back-to-back. Maybe there's a win. Yeah.
Possible.
I don't think you're getting to 6th. Oh, they do have the Saints on the schedule. That's nice. I think Titans probably win 4 or 5 games. That's my guess. And
be proud.
And you know what?
That's walk away as we were overproductive.
If they win 6 games, that doubles what they did last year, which is like a wild improvement. So hell, I hope they can. Like I said, Cam Ward is a guy I'm cheering for. I want him to do well. I think you have to temper all expectations because this is just a nightmare scenario for him to be thrust into. And if I were him, if I were the Titans organizationally, I would have preferred Will Levis take the bullets this year and let Cam sit on the sideline and marinate, or at least wait until Will Levis got knocked out in like week 10 and then come in and take over when there was no expectations. Now you're being asked to start from day one. That's just too much in my mind. Too much for this dude to handle.
I do want Brian Callahan to be successful, though.
Why?
Because his dad was not.
Well, yeah.
I remember when Callahan showed up with the Cowboys a couple of years before I think he left to go head coach Nebraska. I think that's what it was.
Bill Callahan coaching Nebraska.
And
the Raiders.
The Cowboys were this wreck. and they were going to take play calling responsibilities away from Garrett, and they brought in Callahan, and they basically, instead of having two quarterbacks, you had two OCs. It was one of the more catastrophic Cowboy chapters that really goes untalked about.
Yeah.
Got two OCs. We'll just send in two plays. We'll figure out which one.
And J-Rod says CJ gets hurt, AFC South wide open. That's always true. Always true. All right, we got 1 hour to go. Let's make it a good one. We'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports as well. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. To have payment plans, call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Man, look at that return of the old king, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The Vegas? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 1604 westbound just before you get to Blanco Road. Left lane is blocked, about a 10-minute delay as you slow from Green Mountain. On 410 eastbound Vance Jackson, that stall still there. Left lane, 10-12-minute delay, slow from Exchange Parkway. Far northeast side of town on 35 northbound from Fisher Road up to Solms Road. Noticing a little bit of a delay through the area. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NFL is back tonight as we have 3 preseason games on the schedule. Starting at 6 o'clock, the Colts and Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes are battling it out for the QB1 job in Indy. At 6:30, the Bengals head to Philly to take on the Eagles as Joe Burrow is going to play tonight. Cincinnati attempts to avoid their normal slow starts this season. Finally, at 9 o'clock, we have the Las Vegas Raiders with new head coach Pete Carroll as he returns to Seattle, the scene of the crime. The new-look Raiders take on the Seahawks. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah, 9:02 on the Morning Huddle. Good morning, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Small Friday here. Oh, we're almost there. What do you think Vic's doing?
You know, I've kind of felt like I needed to reach out just to make sure. I don't think he's left. I don't think he's left Lee Bottom, but he might be parts unknown.
I wonder if he's left once. If he's left his house. My guess is no.
He went out to get a steak. I'm sure he's a big Sunday steak guy, so
okay.
he might have ventured out to his favorite steak place to have one. But I hope he did.
Yeah, I got a feeling he ain't doing anything. What time do you think he woke up?
It ain't to hear us. I can tell you that.
No way. He doesn't care about us.
He's still asleep right now.
I don't know about that.
I know I would be.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this any given Saturday. You on top of it. There are, first of all, as someone who doesn't have any kind of loyalty to a college football program, the SEC is the best. It really is. Like the best football's being played there. Like, the fans hate each other in a way that I guess the Big Ten kind of has that too. Like especially with like Michigan and Ohio State. But like you think USC and Stanford fan really hate each other? They don't.
Well,
they don't.
I will say this. I don't think it's about hatred. I do think you hate your rivals, but I don't think any conference is more proud to be in their conference. I don't think any conference has from top to bottom. There's proud to be in the SEC. I mean, I don't think when you ask I don't know, name your Purdue. Yeah, we're in the Big Ten. But we've never had any success ever. So we'll put this. You ask Vanderbilt, first thing they say, we're in the SEC, brother. And you got to bring it to play in the SEC. Purdue doesn't act like that.
Now,
you know what I mean?
You're right about that. South Carolina and Vanderbilt, who had, what's the word for it? Like surprise feel-good seasons last year.
Both of them because of quarterbacks.
Now, I have not seen this documentary yet, or this series yet, but from what I understand, those two programs are maybe like
South Carolina
pretty well featured.
Well, South Carolina is prevalent from the first episode all the way through, and it might be just a matter of timing because the season doesn't go week by week. It kind of goes from episode to episode. You kind of focus on a team and a certain part of the schedule. So it's not like week 1 is all about week 1 and episode 2 is all about week 2. It's about the accomplishment of the season. And the way that they highlighted other teams just seemed to also include South Carolina a lot. A&M was featured because of the Texas game, but they were featured more in their losses because the South Carolina win was huge to beat A&M because it kept them active. And when the A&M loss to Auburn just saved the season. They were awful, and it just gave them some kind of hope. So A&M was featured more because they were bit parts. There was no OU. There was no spoken of. There was not a talk of OU. No Missouri. None. You heard nothing about Missouri.
There's a lot of Florida, right?
A fair amount, because sometimes it was about Napier and they stumbled in the quarterback controversy. But you saw more Florida because of the games they were also in that were losses. They weren't so much featured, but you got a lot of video.
Well, and Florida had the toughest schedule in the world last year. It was like and they had a coach who was on the hot seat
Napier,
to go into the season.
Within first 2 weeks, they were talking about firing him. So that was a lot of it. But what I did take away from it, whoever was producing this series, apart from Netflix, had deep old school SEC ties. They weren't going to highlight Texas, even though Texas was the best team or top 2 teams. They weren't going to highlight A&M other than that Texas and A&M game and the losses that A&M had because they were playing old school SEC schools, even though South Carolina's only been around since 92. And they made a mention of that 3 times. South Carolina hadn't been a part of the SEC, so they're one of the young guys since 92. And you're like, shoot, I've been in 2 conferences since then.
Arkansas, like there's some kind of new guy.
There's no talk of I think we got a little bit of Arkansas once, but this was about old school SEC football.
Now, this isn't just like a fluff piece, right? Because early on, they show LSU losing to USC.
Oh no,
right?
they show losses. I mean, you're in the locker room with Beamer, who's had a couple of tough losses, and certainly with LSU those first couple. So no, it wasn't a fluff piece, but it was certainly old school SEC centric. It had nothing to do with new stuff. They didn't, not a lot of Texas talk, not a lot of Aggie talk, not a lot of Arkansas talk, nothing from Missouri, nothing from OU. It was the original suspects.
It's just funny. It's Now, I see. It's funny because you mentioned that there wasn't a lot of A&M. From what I understood, there's an episode where they're focused in on A&M and Mississippi State.
It's going into rivalry week. But really, it was more about the rivalries and even less about Texas. There was more about A&M than there was about Texas.
It said what I read, and again, I haven't seen this yet, was the episode was supposed to be about Texas A&M and Mississippi State preparing for their rivalry games,
and both of them get smashed.
And both of them lose. But
A&M did get smashed. Oh, Mississippi State got smashed.
Yeah, and I don't know. I want to know how much. How do they talk about the history of these rivalries?
Yes, they do, okay. and they made a point of bringing up the fact that apart from A&M, who is newer to the conference than Texas and OU, we are still an outsider. South Carolina has been part of the SEC since 1992, and that's brought up as they're kind of an outsider. They're new to this. They still talk about – we're talking about 30 years. So Texas had a good initial run, but one of the things I have learned in the last 10 years of the SEC is it's kind of like moving to a small town. Until you're second generation, you don't count. You're not part of the – even when you win, like Texas did, even when you win – you're still new money.
Okay, so here's what it says here, that not every SEC team chose to participate in the
obviously,
series.
Missouri and OU chose not to.
Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Mizzou all opted out. And so any film that they got of them was just game stuff.
It was, and that makes some more sense because OU wasn't even shown as a highlight package. There wasn't a game shown because they didn't have a rivalry game to go to. They didn't show the Texas game. They showed the Ole Miss Mississippi State. They showed a fair amount of Auburn too, and both those teams were god-awful.
Well, I guess if Texas and Oklahoma opted out, it wouldn't have made much sense to show that game.
It explains why they didn't show much of Texas, because I thought, what a thread for the season. And there was about 20 minutes of one episode of an 8-episode drop that was dedicated to Texas. And to me, it felt like we were holding on to the old SEC values, and until you've been around for a minute, we're not even considering you part of the conference. You're like an intern. You're a probationary status, even though that's not the case.
If Alabama and Georgia sat out as well, then
But it didn't feel like that because there was a fair amount of conversation about Alabama.
But it must not have been any from their people.
No, there wasn't. Now, in hindsight, there wasn't.
But yeah, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, and Oklahoma. That's 4 of the probably 6 biggest football programs that are in the SEC. I guess Florida and LSU would be the other ones, but to have, I don't know, maybe they should have waited on although I guess maybe I should watch before I make any judgments. Like, maybe it's good because otherwise, if Texas, Georgia, Alabama were in this thing, the whole thing would have been about them.
And explains why we saw a lot about South Carolina. It really does. I will say this. I've never been a Brian Kelly fan. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. I respect his coaching. This helped me kind of appreciate him a little bit more. It humanized the guy that I have had zero respect for. Not respect, I shouldn't say that. I just always felt like he was a product of his environment more than he affected the environment. You know what I mean? And it's hard to be a bad coach at Notre Dame. It's hard to be a bad coach at LSU. He had a good job at Cincinnati way back when, but for the most part, I felt like, Notre Dame, of course you're going to go 10-3. Of course. But it kind of humanized him, so it really helped. And I'll say the same thing for young Beamer. You always think of him with his dad, and he talked about, I had to leave the state. I had to leave Virginia because I was always going to be Frank's boy. And man, I appreciated that about it.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. Before we do, I got to tell you about my friends over at Karbach Brewing. Oh, the sweet, sweet nectar that is Karbach. I sat down, crushed a couple of hopadillos last night. That's and I'm putting together my office. I sent a picture to Eric. I've got a neon, a Karbach neon in my office at my house. Oh, yes, I'm very fancy, Rob. But Karbach has something for everybody in their lineup, guys. Whether you are an IPA man, you like the hopadillo. If not, that's okay, because it's a punch you in the face beer. It is a very hop forward, very aggressive beer. That's why the cans say Cuidado. But if you want something a little lighter, the Love Street, that's their best seller. That's their Kolsch style blonde ale. Very smooth, very easy drinking, and the best seller for a reason. The ladies love Street. Crawford Bach, a great everyday drinker, and right now they're seasonal. It's about to hit the shelves. Karbachtoberfest, fantastic for this time of the year. The start of football season, that's Oktoberfest. It's a beautiful time of year, baby. You can find Karbach all over the city, and not just in the stores. They're in all your bars and restaurants as well. So when you're out and about this weekend, maybe even tonight, watching the football, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Karbach.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 1604 westbound just before you get to Blanco Road. Left lane is blocked, about a 10-minute delay. Has you slow from Green Mountain. On 410 eastbound Vance Jackson, that stall's still there. Left lane, 10-12-minute delay, slow from Exchange Parkway. Far northeast side of town on 35 northbound from Fisher Road up to Solms Road. Noticing a little bit of a delay through the area. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, there is actually football tonight.
There is. Joe Burrow is going to play. Bengals, Eagles. I can't believe I'm excited about preseason football.
I'm always excited. It's football. Cowboys get back to work in Oxnard as well.
And we'll talk Texans with John McClain at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Speeding is the fastest way to crash. It's dangerous, it reduces your reaction time, and increases how much distance you'll need to stop to avoid a collision. Be safe, drive smart, and take it easy. A message from TxDOT.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains August 8th through the 14th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, I'm gonna check out this show.
It's chewing gum. It's an easy watch, and let me tell you, you're going to be more ready than football than you need to be, considering we still got 3 more weeks. So I found myself yesterday watching that last episode, and I'm just looking at what's on, and I saw what game was on? It was Florida State somebody, and I couldn't remember who won. So suddenly I'm watching a game from last year for just a couple of snaps just to get a little football in me. I'm telling you, I wish it had come out maybe 2 weeks from now because I'm ready for some SEC football today.
Yeah. Hey, if you were a bad football team and you were hoping to get a quarterback in this year's draft, who would you be hoping for?
Well, there's some good ones. I think this draft's going to be better than last year.
Okay.
I think the Klubnik's a player. I think Nussmeier is a player. Anybody coming out of Ohio State's always going to be a player. Arch Manning, I think, although Arch probably isn't going to come out, I'm not going to put it past. National championship, why come back kind of stuff.
Well,
I think there's better quarterbacks this year.
Archie Manning was quoted today.
Old man Manning?
Old man Archie, Grandpa, got quoted, hey, if you think you're losing football games to draft my grandson this year, you're wasting your time.
He's a 2-year player.
He's going to be back at Texas next year.
Well, he'll certainly make more money staying at Texas.
It says obviously these are way too early mock drafts, but it's got Arch Manning in the first round. He said Arch isn't going to do that. This is and he was talking to Texas Monthly. In fact, he said he'll be at Texas. He hoped his grandson would finish out his career with the Longhorns. That was what he said back in December 2024. Now he's come out right and said he'll be there.
Well, I was talking when you play travel ball and you're trying for a scholarship. My son, luckily, I'm financially able to send my kid to school. I can pay for college. Where a lot of guys that he played basketball with, if there wasn't a scholarship, they weren't going to college. Arch ain't chasing money.
No,
you know what I mean? He doesn't need to feed his family. The good news is, and I mean this in all honesty, he will make more money as a senior in college than he would as a rookie. He'll make $15 million next year, probably, sum total, everything that Arch Manning does in college.
Yeah.
Why go pro, especially if you don't have to? You don't need to feed your family. You don't need to get another Ferrari. You got one just for showing up. So, no, this is a good thing. I don't want Arch to feel like he has to go pro. I want 2 years of greatness. You know what? I want continuity. Like we watched Tebow go through it, and we watched those stars get better and better and better. Not just get good enough to go pro. I want that. That's the best thing about the NIL, is it might keep guys one more year.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Arch not in that mix.
I don't believe that.
Josh says Arch is saying that to get the Saints to quit tanking.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that, and he's telling teams not to tank for him. But if you win a title, what's the point, really? If you win a national title, you might as well come on home.
Yesterday we talked about Howard Stern a little bit, and of course, Donald Trump decided to take some credit for that. Now, Stern, who has not said that he is retiring yet, he is. All they said is we'll be back on the air live. That'll be September 2nd. You talk about a cush job. Stern gets the summers off. He does 3 shows a week. I mean, it's like
only Greenberg works less than Stern.
I mean, he's got the life. But the big rumor yesterday was that he will not be renewed. And then I read a little bit more, and it was like there are thoughts that Sirius might offer him less money this time than last time.
Well,
to which he would just say, "Well, I'll retire then." But depending on who you ask, like if you look at some right-wing news article, it'll say that Stern's getting canceled. If you look at some left-wing one, it's saying that that Stern is just deciding not to participate, whichever the case is. And he hasn't even really said it one way or the other. But they did ask Trump about it, and he said, Howard Stern, he announced that he and SiriusXM Radio are parting ways. Do you think that the hate Trump business model that has been in the business is going out of business? Because it's not popular with the American people. It's not popular, not at all. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked in a long time. Colbert, no talent. I mean, I could take anybody here. I could go outside on the beautiful streets, pick a couple people that would do just as well or better. They got higher ratings than he did. He's got no talent. Fallon, no talent.
I'm just
Kimmel,
so glad our dear leader has plenty of time to watch all these guys.
Kimmel, no talent. They're next. They're going to be going.
Colonel General Trump.
I hear they're going to be going. It's very true. Very true. But yeah, so then when they asked Stern, he said, that Howard Stern's a name I haven't heard. I used to do his show. We used to have fun. I haven't heard that name in a long, long time. What happened? He got terminated? You know when he went down? When he endorsed Hillary Clinton, he lost his audience. Give me a break. He lost that audience when he endorsed Hillary Clinton. So, some of the most well-known quotes attributed to Trump came from his time on Stern's show. And they have.
I'd like to go through and hear some of the things he said way back when about the girls and.
Well, you have.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So,
yeah, I'm sure he wants to vilify Stern.
What would Stern ask him? What's your bottom age limit? 13. What? What? Okay.
Yep. He's been canceled.
Okay. So we'll see. But yeah, I did. It
the other
is
thing
important to
about
note that the president of the United States did address the.
There was no way he was going to get another 5-year, $500 million contract.
No.
I don't care who he was. So I mean, they paid him for the name and the cred that he gave Sirius 5 years ago. That was not just for his show. His show was already declining at that point. But there was no way, even if he had lived up to every expectation, he wasn't going to get $100 million a year anymore. It just the business has changed.
Do you know what John Cena, the pro wrestler, says changed the course of his life?
Jorts.
There was a moment in his life, he said, everything changed
When he
from
adopted
this moment.
the jorts.
No,
that wasn't it.
No, his hair transplant. I
had no idea.
Well,
it was well done.
Yeah,
Ms. Copper might need to call his transplanter.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should. You can't see me except this bald spot. You can see that when I do this. It's like, oh.
So when did he get plugs?
So it ended up happening several years ago. I guess about 10 years ago. He said, apparently he's not afraid to talk about it. It's a People magazine had him on the cover this week, and he's in this movie, The Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And he said that fan commentary, both negative and positive, that's what caused him to pursue the treatment. He said, they're the reason for my optimism, my perseverance, my passion. They don't let you get away with phoning it in because they'll eat you alive. He talked about reading signs that said the bald John Cena, even as he was like, doing his thing. He says, I was trying to hide my hair loss. The audience was bringing it to light. They pushed me into going to see what my options were. I now have a routine, red light therapy, minoxidil, vitamins, shampoo, conditioner, and I got a hair transplant last November. Oh, so about 10 years ago is when he said he wished he would have gotten it done. He just got it done in November.
Been mainlining Rogaine?
Yes.
Hooking up to the IV?
He said, I thought I was alone, but 7 out of 10 men suffer from thinning or baldness.
That sounds like he's about to get paid by somebody.
They don't do anything except move your hair one by one from one area to another.
From the crotchal region to your forehead.
I don't think that's what they do.
Oh.
I got offered that treatment, like free. And I can't do it.
I don't know if I would. I probably would.
You don't need to.
Well, I mean, I probably would. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd shave. I don't know. I don't know.
I like at the first sign of losing it, I just said, you know what, I'm done.
I don't know if I would do that. I don't know.
I guess if I were in my, if I were still a young single man, it'd be different.
Yeah. I think there's so many different, at my age, cut it off, man.
Oh, right. Yeah. What do you care?
I mean, I'm not fighting failure. And as Robert O'Keefe says, so I'm not going to let it go. But if you'd have talked to me 25 years ago, I'm pretty sure I'd have said yes.
Yeah. What would you think your wife would say if you were bald one day? If you woke up and you were just bald?
If it just all fell out overnight,
yes.
She might have some questions. But
okay.
I don't think she would care. I think she might have cared a long time ago because, there's the initial attraction, but I don't know.
Katy Perry is headed to court. She is going to be questioned about rumors that she was renting out her $15 million Santa Barbara estate to actor Chris Pratt.
What's wrong with this?
Well, it's been the center of a legal battle since 2020. Pratt and his wife and their 4 kids moved in the property. His wife's Katherine Schwarzenegger.
So Pratt was the guy from all the Jurassic Park movies. He's right. And he was on not Office.
He was on the
Parks and Rec. He was on Parks and Rec.
He's the guy
right.
Star-Lord from the.
That's right. That's him. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He married to Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Good for him.
At the time, Katy Perry and her former fiance Orlando Bloom had purchased this home, who sued the couple, alleging that Perry's manager blocked his efforts to back out of the deal at the last minute. And the 85-year-old man, who only owned the property for 2 months before the sale, claimed that he was not sound of mind when he agreed to the sale because he was recovering from a surgery. And he wasn't able to comprehend the nature and probable consequences of the contract. Now,
did he sell the house for any kind of profit?
Yes.
And then
yeah. But either way, he lost, and the deed went to Katy Perry in May of 2024. According to Perry's manager, an inspection revealed pervasive flood damage totaling nearly $1 million, foundation cracks caused by a fallen tree, and other structural issues. Despite Walcott being unable to back out of the deal, Perry's legal team argued that the $15 million purchase price was based on the home's 2020 condition, and he should not be able to profit from his own deficient construction and lack of maintenance while litigation was pending. So basically, she said that this place was inhabitable, but she was still able to rent it out to Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger. So this uninhabitable home.
I'm not sure I'm buying your argument, Katie.
That's what she's going to have to explain.
I'm not sure I'm getting this.
And she's obviously dealing with a lot in her life. The Orlando Bloom thing, that's gone. They're trying to subpoena him to testify about whether he ever lived there and what kind of repairs were done. So it's a whole mess for Katy Perry right now.
Sounds like she's going to be writing a check.
That's
what it sounds like to me.
Or at a minimum, she ain't getting the check from this old fella that they were hoping was going to give her a check.
It's unlivable. It's good for him, though.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good for him.
Sure, it's good enough for Star-Lord and the Schwarzeneggers, but
he's not a singer.
I'm Katy Perry.
Yeah, I got
Katy.
Hear me roar.
About? Yeah. What are we talking about? There's a fight. There's a fight over. Have you heard? Hey, do you know who Hayley Williams is?
No.
Hayley Williams is a singer for a band called Paramore.
Oh, so okay.
She's a big star. My wife loves this Paramore.
Kind of a 15 years ago band, right? 20 years ago.
I don't know. They've got like 5.
I remember my niece was really into Paramore. So yeah.
My wife loves them.
Yeah.
But she has a new track that is it's called True Believer. It's basically a track about my wife had me listen to it. It's about religion in the U.S. and how Christians have started using religion as a weapon, and it's not what it was meant to be. Well, anyway, now there's legal disputes about the song and whether or not that it is something that should be allowed to be played on the radio.
What do you mean allowed? Allowed? Are we there now? Are we now allowing
That's the world
things?
we live in, Rob.
Okay.
That's the world we live in. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine that this sticks, like that there's anything that could stick to this, but
no.
No,
a station can choose not to play it, but that's up to them.
Now, what about censoring words that aren't bad words?
Again, you can define what words are, but you can't change fundamentally unless I allow you. That's my words. You can't change my words. You can choose not to play them, but you can't alter the song unless I allow you to.
There's a line in the song about strange fruit.
I'm reading it right
which
here.
It refers to lynchings back in the day. That's what they used to.
Strange fruit, hard bargain till the roots in Southern Gotham. I'm the one who lives.
So they're talking about maybe censoring the term strange fruit because it's hard to hear.
You can talk about that.
Well,
you can choose not to play it. You can't change my words.
That's what
my words.
Yeah. again, what world are we living in where that can happen? All right, let's take our last break of the day. And when we come back, we will wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines, where guess what we'll have? Football. Oh.
We are less than 10 hours away from football.
And Rin says if the government can delete paragraphs from the Constitution, anything's possible.
Well,
That's true.
Well, they haven't deleted them yet.
It's on its way. All right, friends, it's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
The truck driver from Texas who was listening to a woman's podcast in Seattle. He starts communicating with her, and he turns into a stalker. So he drives up to Seattle, and he kills her and her husband.
Oh, my God. Must have been a bad podcast.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Rise and hot!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys travel from training camp in Oxnard to Los Angeles to take on the Rams in their first of 3 preseason games. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Vamonos, boys. This can't be real, what I'm seeing on the television right now. There is a call for, the Wall Street Journal is calling for a congressional investigation into Caitlyn Clark getting fouled, basically.
Well, targeted. Whatever the hell that means.
This is such an odd thing. The WNBA and Caitlyn Clark's civil rights is an opinion piece written by the Wall Street Journal. It is written by Sean McClain, who is a former lobbyist and staffer for Ted Cruz. McClain argues that the WNBA has fostered a hostile workspace for Clark because she gets fouled a lot by black players who target her out of racial animus.
They should have investigated everybody Larry Bird played against for 25 years. You know, he was white. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Larry was
I've
white?
Heard.
He was.
Congress and the administration should demand answers from WNBA leaders, investigate officiating and internal league communications, hold hearings, and insist on real reforms. The Labor Department should review league protocols for workplace safety. If evidence shows discrimination or retaliation, the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division must act. If leaders remain inert, Congress should reconsider the WNBA's special privileges, including its antitrust and broadcast considerations.
Yeah!
Checking referees' work with NBA-style last 2-minute reports would be a meaningful first step toward building trust.
We should divert ICE personnel to really get into the WNBA. I mean, I have a lot of questions.
Caitlyn Clark, is she still in the WNBA? Where is she?
Well,
why are we talking about this gal's played 11 games all year?
I can't imagine that the WNBA wants any of this. And I get the sense that it's almost deliberate in its insanity to say something like this. I mean, especially for someone who's even remotely affiliated with Ted Cruz, who pretends to be this Republican who says, the smaller the government doesn't need to be everywhere. It doesn't need to be anywhere. And now you're talking about, this is a guy who's a Republican who worked for Ted Cruz that says the government. Remember, the great Ronald Reagan, whether you're a Republican or not, did say something I think we can all agree with. The 7 worst words you can ever hear is, we're the government and we're here to help. Those are the worst things you can ever hear. And that's I'm a Democrat, and I'm here to say that from 99% of the time. And to advocate for it's farcical. That's silly.
This is wild.
It can't be real. And if it is, it seems like it's probably done on purpose to the detriment of the WNBA. It's another way to kind of kick them. What? We're going to congressionally investigate and bring in every part of the government that our current president is trying to skip away and work on workplace harassment?
Dude, what a world we're living in right now.
We're not even worried about dildos flying in, but we got to make sure they're not fouling.
That's not the priority.
Fouling Caitlyn too hard.
I'll be honest, Caitlyn hasn't been fouled in coming up on a month.
Because they're targeting her.
That's true, I guess. Yeah,
it's for her own safety. We don't even know where she is.
Won't even put her in.
She's in hiding
on the court.
She's in danger.
Well, she is out again tonight, and I guess that's a good enough place to start with our version of the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Still no timeline for the return of Caitlyn Clark, so the Phoenix Mercury won't be able to push her around tonight.
She'll be due back sometime in October.
Mercury -3.5 against the Fever. Chicago Sky will be without Angel Reese as well. I'm guessing somebody fouled her too hard, and now she's out for good too. The Atlanta Dream are 11-point favorites at the Sky. Enough lady basketball talk for a Thursday, though. Let's get to the sports matches. I shouldn't have said I shouldn't have said it like that. Let's get to the main event.
We got some football too, baby.
Well, we're gonna do Major League Baseball and then football. This is so. I shouldn't have said it like
real games.
The women play real sports. I was just thinking more of it like WNBA, much like hockey. I'm a hockey fan. I don't consider hockey like the headline
We're just promoting sports that if you lose your hair, you don't run off the court.
Imagine a hockey player, his hairpiece falls off, and he just runs off the ice, ends his shift.
Now, they won't even leave the court or the ice if their head comes off.
Yeah, their teeth fall out, and they keep playing.
So I think the haircut's fine.
Major League Baseball, Jacob Lopez and the A's are in Washington to take on the Nationals. Mitch Parker going for the Nats. The A's are -155 favorites. Shane Smith and the White Sox go into Seattle to take on Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. Mariners are -295. Brady Singer and the Reds are in Pittsburgh taking on Paul Skeens and the Pirates.
I'm looking at my
-175
DFS.
Pittsburgh.
How many strikeouts do we have him?
For Paul Skeens?
He's had 8 and 9 consecutively. Let's see if there's
you ain't going to get a discount on Paul Skeens.
Well, I'm just saying on the DFS, he had 8 previous, 9 strikeouts last outing. I'm just trying to figure out where I can find some money because it won't be a win.
Yeah. And Yuri Perez and the Marlins go to Atlanta, take on Carlos Carrasco and the Braves. The Marlins -125 road favorites. Ren says, you said it like that because you are who you are, man. Own it. Well, some people do believe that.
I like 5.5 strikeouts. Go make some money with Skeens. Go the over. Man.
Yeah, that does seem like a low number.
Strikes, yeah.
That does seem like a low number. All right. Now, enough baseball. Let's get to the real sports. The National Football League. Preseason underway tonight. Now, the Ravens are the one exception to we don't take preseason football seriously. And the Ravens even say, like John Harbaugh will say, we don't really care.
It's been years.
But they kind of do.
And 6.5 seems imminently doable. At least that's what I'm looking at.
John Harbaugh's ATS record against the spread record in exhibition games, preseason games. 38-22. That is good for 63%. That is by far the best in the NFL. Sean McDermott is 15-7 ATS in his career. Pete Carroll, 28-20. Here are the 3 worst ATS spreads in the preseason, or ATS coaches in the preseason. Dan Quinn is 6-18 for the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid for the Chiefs, 35-41. Brian Daboll of the Giants, 1-8 ATS. So just maybe something worth taking a look at.
Well, yeah, it is. And it's funny how you look at what Reed's record is. You don't give a damn.
No.
I think those 45, I don't think he even cared. I won? I didn't mean to.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see the Ravens and the Bills their coaches have the 2 best records ATS.
Well, Harbaugh, he talks a good game, but when was the last time he lost ATS? It's been a couple years, I think.
I think he lost one last year.
Was it one last year?
But either way, Ravens 6.5-point dogs in game 1 tonight.
I think they cover.
The thought process being here, the Colts have quarterbacks who are actually going out and trying to, prove something. The Ravens don't. I don't think it matters. I think the Ravens still cover this game, 6.5. I would not bet the. I don't think I would bet the Bengals full game, but I do think the Bengals in the first half have to be worth a look. If you know you're going to get some Joe Burrow, I think you gotta look at that. The first half line, the Bengals are -3.5. The first quarter line, the Bengals are a half-point favorite. That's probably my favorite. Bengals first quarter to be winning by a point.
Okay. DFS, we've got Burrow at 65.5 passing yards, more or less.
I'll go less.
And if you go less there, Jamar Chase at 23.5 receiving yards.
I would go less.
Moving around the rest of the game. Well, Chase Brown tonight, 17.5 yards running.
I could see. Yes, I'll go
like
yes
that.
there.
Jermaine Burton, if Burrow's playing, Burton with 25.5 yards receiving.
No,
don't think so. That's all I can go for.
I want to go unders for the most part, but I do think that I think they're going to actually go out and try and make something happen. Try and make a score.
On the other side with Cooper
I think
Rush,
he'll only do one drive.
Yeah, if any more, that'd be crazy. Cooper Rush with 121.5 passing yards.
Higher.
I think you've got all 4 quarters.
Yeah, I think he'll at least get 2. And remember, what do we know about the Bengals defense? The Bengals' best defense is horrific. We're not even going to be seeing their best guys.
So with that being said, Malik Cunningham, 17.5 receiving yards for Baltimore.
So I don't know who's going to be on the field for him. All I know is Cooper Rush is going to be out there. That's who I'd be looking for. He'll be throwing it to somebody.
It doesn't appear any of the ones that we're accustomed to are going to be playing for Baltimore.
I would guess, but that's unlikely. Yeah. And the last game, the Raiders.
Ashton Genty, baby. I'm excited to see this guy.
4.5-point favorites on the road in Seattle. Pete Carroll going back to see his old stomping grounds.
I want to see him run some Ashton Genty tonight. I want 6 or 8 carries. I want to see some burst.
All 3 games. The total is set at 36.5.
It's kind of like your typical baseball game.
You get what you get. It's you want over under. I would bet if I did it, I would bet the under on all 3 games and hope that I hit 2 out of 3. That's the way I would. That's the way I'd approach this thing. But there you go. We do have football tonight.
We're running out of time. The spots are hitting. We are playing golf here September the 29th.
Oh yeah.
Make sure we bring this up for all of you who want to make sure you get it on the docket. September the 29th, Olympia Hills is once again the home for our Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. Get yourself signed up, $400 for your foursome, $120 if you're alone. We'll find you 3 others of worthy consideration. Olympia Hills is always a blast. Get yourself signed up. We got it all up on our website. Can't wait to see you out there. It's one of the best things we do all year.
And proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country.
We're helping our river folks.
Register over there at sasportstar.com.
All the details.
And it's presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL.
We're to the point now. We're just about everybody. If you haven't played yet, talk to somebody else and find out. It's so much fun.
You're going to have a good time.
It's the best thing we do. It's a
you're
good time.
You're going to have a good time.
And you're not going to be working afterwards. Just take your day.
You're not
going to be going in at 3 o'clock to make sure everybody did their job.
Except for me.
No, we're not.
I'm going to be very responsible this time. I'm going to going to walk the fine line.
We're going to try to stay I'm looking for a word other than sober.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have as much fun with the people as I can without alcohol.
No, that's not possible. I got to drink a lot to hang around these guys.
Last year I was told, go out. I want you to go out and entertain and glad hand and, make sure everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, you're on double secret probation.
I am on probation.
My partner.
I'm on probation. I made sure everybody had too good of a time last year, apparently.
I'm not on probation, so I'll be the one
Rob,
in front of the man next time.
That's the guy. He'll be the one taking the shots with you.
29th, again, set aside the day. It is a utter blast. Olympia Hills is a great place to host it, so we can't wait to see you.
Be there or be a total loser. Tomorrow is Friday. Oh, yes, we finally made it, friends. We'll have football to review and a full weekend to preview. Cannot wait for that. Great job today, Rob. Great job today, Edwin. Great job today, listeners.
We appreciate
AJ.
You. Way to bring
Thank you. I was hoping someone would notice. Blitz coming up at 2. We'll see you tomorrow.